I'm starting it again. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to part 5 of Miss Gay America 2021 Dragathon. We can't do it without this. I'm gonna start this one. I mean, it's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life. I'm still here. My 18 hours. This is my. We're entering. No, I'm entering my 19 hours in drag. Before I'm bringing Miss Lauren Taylor in, I'm just gonna. My computer is frozen right now. Frozen. Did you get champagne? No, it's okay. It's okay, honey. Thank you. Yes, so I'm gonna start playing this for you guys for just 1 second. Just because it's a new dawn, it's a new day. I'm very tech savvy. I keep saying that all day. I mean, since yesterday. Thank you everyone for joining me. And for my next segment, I think it's this one. No, that's not it. It's not on yet. Hold on. I have so many windows popping open, so I'm confused. Oh, here she go. Okay, I'm sharing this. Here we go. Sing along. This is our new theme song. All the elements, the symbol of excellence. Shining, she is so flawless. Incredible illusion is Miss Gay America. Miss Gay America. I see that. There you go. She is beauty, she is grace. Perfect in every way. Miss Gay America. Yes! Welcome back. And this is Lauren Taylor, Miss Gay America 1997 in the flesh.
I feel like that's a scene from Miss Congeniality.
This is our brand new theme song.
I love it. I love it. I think it's great.
Theme song. It's all the shout out to Mike Van Der Boss. Mike Van Der Boss is he is Andor's best friend. So Mike came up with this whole song as a theme song for last year pageant. So it was kind of like a gift to me, as in like, okay, from now on we are having Miss Gay, our own song. Miss Gay.
There you go. I love it.
With the lyrics and everything. And it's also on iTunes, that if you guys want to look for it, if you want to have it at home, to just be like a like what you call a ringtone for your phone. Someone call Miss Gay America.
That'd be great. That'd be great.
Yeah, it's on iTunes. Everybody look up Miss Gay America.
How you feeling?
I am
delirious.
Stay alive. Stay alive. How are you? You were joining us earlier this morning.
Oh, we had a little get together with some friends last night for a little game night, birthday celebration.
It's her birthday. Birthday girl. Woo, woo, woo.
Thank you. I never sleep in, but you had caught me, and I was like, oh, let me go throw on a t-shirt, and
there you go.
I didn't like articulate anything because I was like, I had no caffeine in me yet. So, but the house is clean, everything's done. I'm hydrating.
I have my Coca-Cola. Oh my God, I just saw this. It actually matched my whole outfit.
It sure does. It sure does. The commentary has been really great. I've been chiming in as much as I can, or listening, and the fried rice looked delicious.
It is delicious. I still have it. I can't finish the whole thing because I'm like talking at the same time. I while we were cooking, I was nibbling on cucumber because I was like, oh, I cut too many. So let me chew on it, and I start choking on it. I'm like, okay, this.
Oh my God, that would not be good.
I run off. That's not a COVID. That's not COVID. That's just cucumber. Okay. To Vega's husband, he was like, "What? Are you okay?" I'm like, "That's not COVID. That's just cucumber."
Oh my God, too funny. I really liked the conversation with Randy and Katia about gown. I thought there was a lot of great questions being asked, and um, they're both great designers, and it
Yeah.
was good. It was good because I think evening gown really has evolved. Over the last several years.
And you are known for your evening gown as well. You have like sickening gowns.
Thank you, thank you. I was very fortunate to have met somebody. My first year, I competed at Miss America. His name was Tom Kidwell, and we met there. Well, we met before, but we met there, and we were together for 5, 6 years. And he did all my dresses. I mean, he did gowns for all the national title holders, from Whitney Page to
Oh,
Tommy Ross, everyone. And so I was really fortunate to have some beautiful, beautiful pieces. And I still have some. I still have some. The one thing I still have my give up gown. That's it. I wish I had my evening gown, but I
do you
still
still
have.
have your gowning, the gown that you want in? Hold on, I'm gonna look for it. My computer has been on nonstop for the past 24 hours, so it's a little slow, very slow at the moment. So I'm trying to pull up. That's not it. Oh, I just clicked on the wrong one, and now it's gonna be another 5 minutes.
It's because you have all those windows open. That's why.
So
Um,
yes,
Talk to me.
talk to you. Hold on 1 second. Let me find. I think I'm missing some. Okay, I got Miss Tasha Cole in the house. Hello.
Tasha,
Hi, girls. How are y'all?
how are you?
I'm great.
You look
You look
different
well.
than last time we spoke. I mean,
I
me
hope
too.
so. I
So
hope so too.
me and Tasha Cole did we did a test drive 4 days ago, and it was like at like 2 a.m.
Oh my God.
Trying to figure it out, what's going on, how to do this and all that. And I'm like, okay, I'm figuring out myself too, because I'm a bad Asian. I don't really know much about technology. Because maybe because I'm from the 60s. My hair done.
Sure. Well, you look good.
Thank you. Oh, okay. Now I know who I'm missing. Miss Jennifer Fox. That's
Yes.
And
Jennifer.
Lauren Colby too.
And today is
she's here. Where is she? I sent her.
Today is Lauren's birthday. Miss Colby's birthday.
Wait, two Lauren at the same time?
Well, mine was
Who was
Friday.
yesterday?
Mine was Friday.
Oh. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I know. Today is Sunday.
Is it Sunday today?
Saturday. So, yesterday probably was your Friday. I don't know.
Oh.
Up to.
These are the Lawrence birthday weekend. Birthday girl!
Happy birthday, sister.
Happy birthday to you, my darling.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you more. Hi, Cole.
Miss
Hi,
Lauren Kobe,
Yes,
Miss Gay America 1986.
correct.
So, are you on the phone? Are you using your phone?
Yes.
Can you do this and go whoop? Uh-oh.
No.
Let's try it this way, girl.
So you're gonna swipe this way, huh? You're gonna swipe up and you're gonna go to that lock button right there.
I can't see a thing.
You go
No,
to
she can't. Really? She needs
that
glasses.
lock button. Go that. Press that.
Everybody's glasses. I know.
You know what? We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay.
We're just
Okay.
happy to have you here. We're just honor.
I have to commend you. You've done a beautiful job. I've been watching, checking in, and you're doing a
Thank
great
you.
job.
Mhm.
Very proud of you.
I'm like, my body's shaking. So I just during that 5 minutes break, I just ran out to pee and I was like, oh, my stomach just started cramping from
Uh-oh.
I was like, okay, 3 more hours to go, baby. 3 more hours to go. Oh, Miss
You can do
Raquel Chevalier. I cannot pronounce it right. Miss Raquel Chevalier. Okay.
Yes.
Excuse my English. I'm so sorry.
She's from Louisiana.
Miss Raquel, you want to join us since you are on? Because we were talking about this if you are available. Hold on. I'm going to send it to her. So, we were talking about evening gown, right, Lauren?
Yes.
So I underestimate that category and only put it for an hour.
Yeah, we need a lot more time
I
than that.
think with this is also like with Tasha. She's known for stepping out of the box, and all that. And then with you being a fashion queen and all that stuff. So I think this also will be a good to like how we. Oh, Miss Randy is here too. So we were talking about like how to stay in the classic way before, and now let's talk about like how we. Do you want to let's do like a good 15 minutes about how we can take the evening gown into like to make it a little more contemporary. How do you feel like about like pushing the boundaries, pushing the box with evening gown?
I know there was a time when, I know there was a conversation about fabric dresses and, saying, fabric dresses never really won, but, I think that they can. It really is about how you model and everything that's really put together. And if you can wear that gown beautifully, it can easily win. It can be breathtaking, but it's about the construction, and Tasha knows all about construction because her costumes are constructed beautifully, and that's what makes her illusion so magnificent is the construction of a garment, but I think to elevate evening gown, you really have to have a fine line between beauty and costume.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't get to talk to
something that
part. Yeah,
is still unique and creative, but really fits your personality. And when you step into that gown, you should feel, you really, like, every gown I put on, I felt something. You know what I mean? Whether I felt regal or whether I felt like a, biatch, whatever it was.
badass.
You felt something in a gown, and that's what's going to personify on stage. Yeah.
Well, I have to say,
touch me. Nobody can touch me.
I came, around early, and I wore a solid rhinestone gown for my competition, which was kind of not seen before that time. And nothing wrong with classic, but nothing wrong with a little pop too.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I always found it hard because in an effort to try and push the envelope and try, I always want to be a little extra. But I always wanted to pull back for evening gown because it was about the classic lines and the fit and that kind of thing. But you want something really special that stands out and that's different. And then my trouble was reeling that back, getting it something that was really special, but not making it a costume. Not being out in a costume, and that was hard for me because I always want to be in a costume.
Right.
I think the most important thing, and something that Tom and I did, is you need to have a really good team of people. Absolutely. And you need to lay out, like, this is what I have, this is what I want for my gown, and everybody needs to have a little bit of say in yes, no, in the design factor, because you're getting all these great different opinions to create a masterpiece. You know what I mean? Because if you just go, okay, this is what I want, you're seeing it from your, from your point, eyes, and others may see things that are different. Like, that's not going to look good on you. That color doesn't work. That's been done. Like, you need to have a really good, solid team. And when I came up with what Tom came up with, America gown, we sat down with somebody and we just started creating and drawing and colors, and it was just like, and when you open up that box, you all know when you open up that box, it's just like, there it is.
Magic.
Yeah, magic.
But I think it's really fortunate today because the contestants have so many options. There's so many great designers and costumers that actually sew for us now. And back in the dark ages, we had to mostly go buy our dresses off a rack. Mm-hmm. And I never found a dress off the rack that fit my body and made me look like a woman. And that was what the trouble that I found people ran into back in those days was, they may have had a stunning designer gown, but it didn't fit them, but they wore it because it was this fabulous gown. But I think that's when the focus became on the fit and the style and does it actually fit you and work for you?
Yeah.
Right.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi,
Hello,
Bobby.
Miss Jennifer Fox, Miss
Hi,
Gay America
Jennifer.
1982.
How are you?
How are you?
Can you hear us?
I had to alleviate the noise.
We good. We Miss Jennifer and I also had been on the test drive as well. I think it was right when I hung up with you, Tasha. It was Miss Jennifer right after. Oh wait, did we do? No. It was the with the promoter.
It was with the
There,
promoter.
there you go. So Miss Raquel says, "Sorry, girl, I'm working out right now. Not a cute look. Oh, I want to see a little some muscle up in here.
Get
Is
it, girl.
that kind of working out?" Anyway, so wait, we were talking about evening gowns. So like, I was just a lot of time that people say that slit. I brought this up earlier, but I was like, I don't mind slit in the skirt. You know, nowadays the slits are all the way up to the side, all the way up. What do you think of that? I mean, like, as long as it's tasteful and it's not
Well,
under.
I think evening gown styles in the regular world have elevated to a more sexy kind of look than they were back years
In
ago.
our day.
It was way more formal, and today people want that. Real women want that sexy look along with their evening wear at the same time to be formal and elegant, but still sexy. So I think that comes with the with the time changes and the fashions changing as well.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, like for me, like I that's why I when I have to brief the judges, I said I don't mind, so don't take points for that. I feel like that's kind of like pushing the envelope, step outside of the box. That means like step outside of the classic box, but it still be in a respectable way, tasteful way. You know, like you still have that illusion of a woman shape,
Yeah.
and then you convey that like you are sexy with all your leg, with one leg out, something like that. As long as undergarment doesn't show, your pads not showing.
And and I don't even think age should even be a factor because I think we're all over 50. I don't know about you, Pattaya, but
I'm
know,
pushing that.
but you can still feel really beautiful and sexy in a gown. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, look at hi Tiffany.
Hi, Tiffany.
Miss Tiffany, I send you the link so you can finally join us. Cheap dish me this the couple of first hours.
She was sleeping. She was sleeping.
Well, I have to say for the gowns, I think any gown, slip or not, with the right fit,
It
could be a winning gown.
That's what we were talking about, like the taste level or like the style of it now, because it's everything is always coming back to the fit. And if it fits your character, if you fits your personality, your body type, I mean, at the end of the day, it's about that. Michael,
And I also think
hi everybody.
I also think stage presence plays a huge part in it too. You've got to have some stage presence as well.
Yes. Yeah. And I tell a lot of my contestants, I said, you need to really do a lot of slow numbers, because you need to wear gowns, because if you are one of the queens that like love doing dance numbers, but like never do a slow number in a gown, you're gonna feel awkward in evening gown, period. Because you don't know how to walk in it. You don't know how to feel. It's like, should I feel sexy? Should I you know what I mean? You're going to be confused. And do slow numbers, something that speaks to your personality. Wear different gowns, slit, train, everything, so that you can get that feeling of what it's like to be on stage wearing a gown and feeling a certain way. That's my biggest advice to somebody.
That's a great advice. I mean, like, I'm gonna start doing that now, because every time I walk, I look back into the my pageant. Like even the night that I won gown, but I was like, why are you doing this hand movement? That's when I got nervous. I started doing Fosse walk.
You're doing Fosse.
Me and my Fosse, I love my Fosse, but then I'm like, you know what? I stop and it's just like, give me all the applause. Yes. Oh, I mean, that works. But my best walk was the prelim gown. I was in green lace gown, that all see through, and the whole lace were all beaded.
Your
on top
preliminary gown,
with the fringe. I'm sorry.
that preliminary gown you wore.
No, the green one.
Yes, that's gorgeous.
Night, the green one with the fringe on the shoulder, both sides. It was easy to walk, and it was just like I was like living. I was like, ooh, me, I was giving you all that sex and that sass. I feel sexy, and the thing is, that was already like a lot of people were saying, like, are you sure? Because that gown is not America at all.
Yeah.
And what is America?
What is I mean, what?
It
How do
really
you
is.
define?
I'm
the
selling
two?
it.
Yeah. You know, the year that I won
Oh,
Miss Texas, you know, it was my first year, and I was like, well, I'm gonna do what I think they're gonna like, you know. And
mhm.
I've been to every Miss America since I've been out, every Miss Gay Texas. So I was like, I kind of know what they like. I mean, okay, great. Went to Saks, bought something, got a gown, and presented it, won every category. But it really is just like there shouldn't be like, oh, this is so Miss America. This should be like this should be you. This is very me.
This is what I also, this is why I want to talk like that. I want us to talk about, like, why would it have be like this? It has to be America. It has to be like this. You know,
Mhm.
like whatever fits you, whatever show your personality, and whatever tasteful should be your gown. Should be
Absolutely.
your winning gown.
Yeah.
Because my final night gown, the blue one, the JD Martin gown,
The beautiful gown.
it was. That's also everyone's have more like concerned with that gown because that was more of a continental gown. That's why everyone was so concerned. But I was like, if it fits right, and then I'm obsessed with this gown. I love this gown so much because JD spent so much time on this gown, and I went back and forth 3 times to get it fit until everything lay right and everything. And he put a lot of work into it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna wear this because I think this would change my life. So I
Yeah.
had a good feeling about it. So I did.
Well, you
And
have to have a good feeling about it to be comfortable in it and work it. So if you're not feeling, it's like Laura was saying, if you're not feeling it, you know, and then you get that box and you open it and you see that magnificent piece of magic, you just already know in your heart, you know, this is it. And you have to have that team, like Lauren was saying, to be around you. Fortunately,
Right.
I had a team around me, but
You had your
yeah,
mom.
I'm sorry.
You had your mom taking you to the bar.
Well, we won't. I plead the
Was it
fifth
back in
on
the
that.
day?
She was 16 years old when she won.
I plead the fifth on that.
Were you allowed to compete back then? Were there like
Oh,
an
is that your tea girl?
Well, you want some? I've got my tea. You want some tea? Yes.
Long Island iced tea?
I was no little French vanilla. Yes, I was very young, and that may have been good or bad. I'm not sure, but it's history now. The bottom line is that I grew up in theater, musical theater, and at a very young age, I was exposed to a lot in the theater. And I can remember some friends of mine saying, "We need to take you to see this." There was this down the road. There was this little club, and they were having a preliminary pageant to the state pageant of Miss North Carolina, which was one of the longest prestigious state pageants to go to Miss America. And so I went, and I was thinking, you know, I could do that. And as young as I was, I just kind of immersed myself in it and started doing it. And yes, I was young, and I only competed once. But we'll just leave it at that.
So Miss Tasha, I'm not Miss Tasha. Miss Lauren Colby is the first Miss Gay America to win on her first attempt,
Yes.
and also the first Miss Gay America to win the big crown without having any smaller America crown.
No, I went as the first alternate.
So she came in her first year. She got first alternate, and then she went to the national, and then she won the whole thing.
Yeah.
On her first trial.
Yeah. But see, I also went into it not knowing what I was getting into. So I didn't know about packages and this and that and the other. And I was just authentic and was myself. And I think that helps a lot too, because when you're so rigid going into this, because you're like, I want to win. You know, I to be honest with you, I wasn't there to win. I wanted to be Miss North Carolina. and Tasha and I, we have some history, and she knows a lot about that. But unfortunately, it didn't work that way, and I did. I walked in and just won my first time.
As Randy said, Norma Christie also won her first year. That doesn't count. There was no other year before that.
No.
That is true, but I don't know that.
No, but she had to.
Buddy,
It was the
Randy,
first one.
buddy.
I think she would argue that.
Okay, I see what you did there. Okay.
But I think, I was the 14th. So at that point, there were folks like Naomi and stuff that had competed. So I think that's why it was kind of stated that I was the first to win on my first attempt, because it had been going on for 14 years at that point. But somebody had to win at the beginning. So.
No, and she
just left us. Oh, she's back. Okay. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I'm not sure what happened. I'm not good with all this technology, girl.
None of us.
I'm from a different century.
You.
I'm from the 1900s.
Oh.
Okay, so you guys are from except Lauren. So you guys are Miss Gay America in the 80s. Miss Jennifer Fox is 82, Miss Tasha Cole is 84, and Lauren Colby is 86. So you guys are 2 years apart. So could you tell us what's the difference back then and nowadays within all around?
For me, I think the biggest difference that I see now as to then it was Miss Gay America was about being, number one, a really passable female, because when we first got into the system to Miss Gay America, a lot of the queens didn't necessarily look great or look like women then. So the big challenge then was actually looking like a woman, which I think was the reason sportswear was important back in those days. Because let me tell you, you never look more like a man than when you try to put on women's street clothes, unless you know what you're doing. But as it evolved and as makeup techniques and people learned the craft, I was one of the people that I told Norman I felt like sportswear was playing out. It was an old category that wasn't interesting. That's the category that everybody went to the bathroom and to the bar for. And so that's when I actually was one to suggest the creative presentation or even solo talent. And that's when we kind of changed that out. But also the biggest difference I see now is that in those days, it was about being an entertainer. It was about being excellent in your craft on stage. And today it seems like it's more about administrative and running the pageant and being the pageant administrator. And I, for one, would have been screwed today because I'm not a great administrator. Just put me on stage and turn me loose, but don't make me run paperwork because I don't know.
Imagine.
So I would never have won today. I would never have been in America if I was entering in the past 10 years or whatever.
And can you imagine in our day having
girl.
do all of that? And
Screwed up.
That table
Horrible.
Do you guys have a interview back in the day? You guys have a girl interview?
We had
male group and female. I had female interview, and unfortunately, the year that I did it, the venue got screwed up. It was when Jennifer won, and my female interview wound up being at 11 o'clock in the morning, poolside. Holy crap!
What?
I said then, and I say now, drag is not a daytime sport. I'm sorry.
No.
Hold on. What did y'all wear?
I wore an interview suit.
You had to wear your sportswear?
I wore a big sunbonnet because I was I'm by the pool.
And the year that I won, I was
That's crazy.
Former Miss America.
It was a nightmare.
Female interview.
And that was my first year in the No, it was my first year in the pageant. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
So you had male interview, female interview,
and the group
interview.
Group interview.
Next question: if you were in the top 5.
Oh wow. It's a lot of talking. That's why. I mean, it's pretty much the same as nowadays because Miss Gay America then it's not about like running a paper. It's more like, I mean, I'm doing this all by myself, so like this, I'm just being extra because I feel like I have 2 years, and then yesterday would have been the final night where we crown Miss Gay America 2021, and today would have been her first show at Hamburger Mary's. So that's why I was like, I want to put something together so that way all the fans didn't get to come here, so we're bringing pageant to you guys. So like bringing all the formers, so we get to see familiar faces and everything. So that was just that, and then I think Miss Gay America now is more about like talking. I mean, like for me, it's just like it's very big on a talking category, which is like interview and then on stage Q&A. And they were looking for someone to represent the brand.
Jennifer, I want to hear your thoughts on this because you were, to me, the original great spokesman of Miss America. I mean, they used to say you talk prettier than a $2 whore. But I'd like to hear what you've got to say because I've never seen you be so quiet.
I know.
Either.
Because I am known for dominating the conversation. So I'm trying to be compliant with all you fine folks.
Help me out. I'm in my 19 hours.
I know you are, dear.
Speak up,
okay.
Speak up.
All right. At the outset, I've not met Pattaya yet. You seem to, and I'm delighted to meet you, even in this format. You seem, so far, you've delighted me. But I have followed you before this. I'm struck by your passion for the art form.
Mhm.
I am sincerely enamored by your talent, that you brought this talent to us when you could have brought it, like you said, you've been to Continental twice, but you brought your specific talent to us. And now we harbor and we, for lack of better terminology, we herald your talent as part of our family now. So thank you for that.
Oh my God, that's so sweet.
Oh, it's so true. This particular project, I think you're crazy, but I think it's really ambitious, and I think you're pulling it off so far. So it's a pleasure to meet you, ma'am.
Pleasure to meet you. Pleasure to be in your honor, in your presence.
You're kind.
I would never have thought I would be in this presence of all these legends. Like, come on.
Oh, you're kind. Continuing on, rarely are you ever in the company of an artist that is so accomplished on so many levels. Lauren Taylor is not only the master of wiggery and makeup, but has excelled in corporate business for MAC Cosmetics beyond most people's wildest expectations. You can't really imagine, so true, sir. You can't really imagine that in a world where their makeup brands are a dime a dozen, that he was on the onset of what MAC Cosmetics was and continues to be. And he has truly contributed to the brand and how popular it is today. And I can never give you enough accolades for that, sir. You've done really good.
Thank you.
Really good. Really good.
Thank you.
Really good. It's always a pleasure to be in the company of who we used to call Little Debbie. And Little Debbie is Lauren Colby.
Yes.
And Lauren Colby came to us early on in the pageantry system and our pageantry system. And we had already known everybody that was competable or competing, et cetera, et cetera. And when Lauren came into that year, came onto the scene, we were all rather struck at primarily because beauty precedes you, at her immense, beautiful face and body and presentation. And of course, that proceeded through the entire contest, and she won hands down. And there was no question that that little girl was going to represent us as a Miss Gay America family.
Thank you.
Those are all my good comments. Now on to Jerry.
Now on to Tasha Cole. What do you have to say about Tasha Cole?
Now on to Jerry Faulkner. Oh, my dear. So glad to be with you on this fine afternoon, son. Um, Jerry is truly one of the most creative people, not only in our industry, but in art, period. Um, and it's notable that if Jerry did not go into female impersonation, this desperate desire to express his art would have culminated in some other art form, as it has in the hair industry that he went in and has excelled. Jerry worked for Jose Hebert. He's had his own business. This is one of the few facets of the whole personality that's Jerry Faulkner, aka Miss Tasha Cole. And a lot of people don't know that. They just think Jerry's Tasha. Hey, Tasha. Hey, how you doing, girl? All that stuff. It's such a small facet. Tasha Cole is such a small facet of who Jerry is.
Yes.
And to that, I take my hat off to you, sir. I got you.
Oh.
Now that I've acknowledged everybody, I would like to say for the next 2 hours, or I don't have my glasses on, hour and 40 minutes, whatever. It's a disclaimer. All the opinions expressed by myself are exclusively mine and do not reflect on Mad Angel Entertainment and their ideas or occupation on any of the things I'm going to speak on. I'm only liable to myself. And I always have to make that when I do interviews, just to make sure I protect everybody involved, because I'm pretty vocal. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
Ahead of time already.
I beg your pardon?
I'm clutching my pearls. I'm like, I'm ready.
Are you? Oh, I have nothing bad to say. I'm very honest and I'm very vocal. In closing, so you can move on to somebody else, I would like to say I was the 10th crowned Miss Gay America, and the 9 people that preceded me aided me, and I was so grateful to be added to the roster. We created the blueprint, which is now gay pageantry. And I am so honored to still be able to speak to that, to be involved in that, and to be included amongst 49 now, 49 extremely talented individuals that have created what we truly embrace as the Miss Gay America family. So thank you for having me, gentlemen and ladies. I really appreciate it. I'm really glad to be still connected.
Yes, I'm very honored.
We love you,
all of you.
sister.
Yeah, I love you.
I love you too, and I'm honored too.
Oh my
I'm
God.
honored too.
I'm just like, the more I keep listening, I'm like, I start crying. I can't
I
even.
know.
No, because you're tired. Don't cry. Don't cry.
Everybody's commenting. They could literally listen to you all day. I feel the same way. I'm like, continue. Just continue.
Oh, how kind you are. I'm a
Yes.
talker. Can you tell?
That's good.
That's what I'm saying. You were being so quiet. I'm like, what is going on with Jennifer today?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm a talker. I'm a talker.
So Pattaya,
Yes,
this question
meaning.
is for you.
I'm
So,
Italian and I talk and also to be in the company today of the birthday girls, boys,
yeah,
Lauren Taylor and Lauren Colby. Lauren Colby today, happy birthday, my sweet.
thank you.
And Lauren Taylor Friday, and I can understand why you got up late. I've been there and done that.
Never sleep in. That's good.
There was a question just asked about if it's always been a 2-year reign. And I think that's because of this year being off, but because we also like we call my year 83, 84. And they started doing that because I was telling Norman that, I won in November of 83, but my whole reign, I was Miss Gay America 83. And I'm like, you're a has-been before you even had your reign. So that's when they split it to like 83, 84,
I see.
45. But now 2021, it'll just all fall into place now.
Well, for years, when I toured and did television, long before I started working in casinos, I was Miss Gay America 1981. So we didn't truly have the tech connection that we have now. and I didn't talk to everybody all the time. So I kept announcing myself as Miss Gay America in 1981. And 4 or 5 years later, Norman said to me, you know,
You know.
you're not
And the
Queen,
reason
you're not Miss Gay America 81. That's hot. That's Lady Sean. And I was like, no, I won on September 27, 1981. No, Queen, you're not Miss America. So then I had to, so still to this day, when people say it, I go, look at me, I'm Miss Gay America in 1981. And they're like, you don't look like Lady Sean. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I'm 81.
To
was
add
confusing.
that extra year was because if we moved it back a year, it cut the beginning of the pageant short. So they didn't want to shorten the length of the pageant, so they kept it first and second anyway.
Yeah. So Pattaya, this is for you. You also
Q&A.
no. This is all casual.
Okay.
You also won on your first attempt at Miss America.
I did, and I think we are on the exact same track. I was first runner-up at my prelim, and some of the word of encouragement from formers said, you know, there's a girl that didn't win the prelim crown, and then go on and won a national crown. So
I did.
there you go. That's Lauren Taylor, and then were you there at New York? You were there. Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And then now everything makes sense. Now Lauren was the one that talked to me then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, we were there together, Lauren.
Yeah.
It's like I tell people, I'm like, yeah, we all want to win a crown, right? But I want to go to state, or I want to go to nationals. That's the most important thing, because when you go to nationals, yeah, they're going to say representing blah, 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 but you're not going there with a title. You're going there as a contestant.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it doesn't matter if you won or got first alternate. You're there. That's your ticket.
That's just, as long as you get that golden ticket.
Crown.
The main goal is that the bigger picture is that.
Yes. And I want to go back to, talking about administration, and talking a lot, right? I think that one of the wonderful things about the America system is that even when I was 25, 26, I think, when I won Miss America, it taught me so much. I mean, it really grounded me as an entertainer. Norman was so involved in everything that we did. And I appreciated that. And I think that, people who come into the American system, it really teaches you a lot of great values. It teaches you how to communicate. And I think in today's world, that's what we need. There's so many pageantry systems out there. And I think, Pattaya, you're doing such a great job. It's like you're reaching out to different people and you're creating different things to get the attention of the brand, and that's what, any title holder needs to do. And I think that's part of the reason why interview is so important, is because it's the quality of the words. It's making those connections with people to get them to, come be a Miss America,
Well, if I may say, I think this is the culmination of, on the coattails of your comment, Lauren. I think this is, Pattaya is life has a strange way of putting things in order. And I think Pattaya is the strange culmination of a bridge to many different options that we need to reach. She's young enough. She's talented enough. She has a good sense of self. She uses self-effacing humor and a little comedy to break the ice and to bridge her into people that probably wouldn't listen when conversation is so strict. These are the rules. You are a delivery system, in a sense, to a great many tributaries. And this is really good for us as a family and as a pageantry system, the premier pageantry system in the United States of America. You're right on time, sis.
Yes.
Call me FedEx.
Hats off.
You're right on time. You're right on time.
There's a question say how many. I have to ask how many won Gay America on their first try. There are 3, right? It started off with Lauren Kobe,
Lauren, and Asia, I think.
and then me. I'm the 3rd one.
Well, I think the difference.
I think Asia won on her first try.
I think the difference for me was I had never competed ever before in any. I had only gone to Miss North Carolina and placed first alternate, and then went to nationals. I had never been like Asia had been Miss USA. So I think that's why I got kind of stuck with winning on the first try, because I'd never, girl, I'd never been around. I didn't know those people.
I would like to speak to that because, of course, I was there.
Yes.
There's a great deal to be said for study. Study is good. Continuously watching those that came before you and were successful is good. But in your particular case, you were so green that you didn't know what you were doing wrong.
No.
You were like, oh, everybody's dressed up, and I'm here dressed up, and I have a rhinestone dress.
Yes.
I look really pretty, don't I? Oh, it's my turn to walk out. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm going to walk out here.
Yeah.
And that's the way it followed. And when they talk to you in interview, instead of you coming in saying, hello, I'm contestant number, and doing all that stuff, you were very, God, it's fun to be here. And everybody looks pretty. And that carried for you because it was genuine. And that has been part of your persona, Lo, all these many years. That's why people identify with you. They're like, she's so pretty and she's so real. How can she be so real and she's so pretty? Like I just recently watched your new photo session with Valerie Valentino.
Yeah.
And my goodness, if you were nothing but the model, you did a good job.
Well, thank you, sir.
Because it came out just beautiful. It was
had
beautiful.
A great team of people behind me with that.
It was beautiful.
Well, thank
So
you.
let me ask you guys a question. And even Pattaya, do you feel like it is? I know the picture.
There you go. I cannot pull out my computer. My computer is dying, so I'm trying it on my phone.
Stunning. You're giving me a little bit of Sabrina in there too.
A little bit Sabrina.
I look like Sabrina, yeah. But winning on your first time, do you feel like, God, I wish I would have had more time in the system to get to know people, to get to know promoters, to get to get my feet wet before I won it the first time. Do you know?
Absolutely, because I loved competing. I loved all of that, and so yeah, of course. Little did I know it would define and change the course of my life, so to speak. But yeah, I kind of have that regret, to be very honest with you, that I didn't get to go a couple of years and really feel it out and enjoy it. But I'm also very honored and blessed that it worked out the way it did, because it may not have happened any other time.
Well, you came back a lot of years and we got to know each other real quick. So.
Absolutely. we bonded real quick.
What do you think, Pattaya?
For me, the thing is, I was the first prelim to qualify, so I know that I was like, okay, so I need to really know the system a lot more. I need a lot of homework, and I mean, I've competed at national pageant system before, but it was the different system for 2 years. So I kind of get the gist of like, you're not just walking in and just blindsided and you're gonna go and win. So I do my homework. So I actually went out to a couple of prelims and just like make friends, like talk to promoters, make friends with other contestants. And a lot of people, I saw some online comment was like, oh, she's checking out competition. And I was like, you know what? It's not even, I wasn't even watching. I was there to support the system. I was hanging out with, like, talking to like other promoters, or like America is such a great system that other promoter come out and support each other prelims. Or even I wasn't the only one that show up to all these prelims. I met Dextasy on the way. I met Vega on the way, Missouri on the way. I met Sasha Lee Chambers. I met many other contestants on like like before national. I get to meet all of them, and I get to be friends with a lot of promoters that from other prelim that as well. And also, I mean, once after I won, I was a little like, ooh, okay, now what do I do? What do I do to reign? But then I feel like this system has the very strong sisterhood because I mean, Lauren Kobe was one of the first ones to be like, baby girl, what you need? What you need?
I was in awe of you. I was in
You were
love
in
with
my
you.
DM the first week I got crowned. Miss Coco Montrese has been on the phone with me since day 2.
Yeah.
So like Devastation, Blair Williams, these two have been like, and Susie Wong, of course, Susie Wong, and then I mean I'm a great friend with Endora. So all these sisterhoods has been like reaching out, like what else you need? What you need? You have any question? All this stuff. Katia Lee Love, all these. That's why I feel so blessed to be in this sisterhood because I mean like I even when I reach out to you guys about doing this and you guys are giving me so much wisdom or like talking to Tasha gave me a lot of like history back then for just that one test drive. I was like, oh my God. And I went back to watch the video and I started crying. I was like, oh my God.
Well, speaking of that, the history and the learning, getting back to what Bobby was saying, I did, even though I didn't know what I was getting into, I studied that program book for the years before. I got to know who each one of my sisters were and what their year was and what they did and tried to find tapes and look at what, we had tapes back then. But you got to know your history. You got to know your history. And
there's a really
you obviously have learned that.
You must also understand, Pattaya, that this wasn't by chance. And I'm not saying that anything is mitigated. I'm saying in the realm of fate, the reason everybody jumped to help you is as a family of artists, we recognize the it factor. Absolutely. And we knew from the beginning, all of us know, we all live different lives. Statistically, we have a common denominator. We know what's good within this system. And we have that common denominator. And when somebody like you comes along, you're like a rare piece of platinum that we're all saying there's a couple rough edges only because she doesn't know the system. But if she refines those, she's going to surpass everybody that's been here.
Absolutely.
And one of the greatest things to your credit is that you're a good listener. You're a good listener. Your ego does not surpass your stature. That's why all these people ran to help you and said, this is good. Eliminate that. This is good. So now you're in a position where you can teach because you already know, because of your dance ability and your vocation as a dance teacher, that you have the ability to teach. But now, only because you were crowned, you have the ability to share what you already know. And to that's invaluable to us because we need you. Yes. And we'll need somebody after you and after them that have the same attributes that you do. That's why everybody wanted to help you. I mean, when I first saw you, I said, oh my God.
I did too.
If this kid doesn't get this thing, it will be a shame because another system's going to get him. And then we're going to go, oh my God, she's the beautiful Miss Continental. Look. And if we'd have reached out, we could have brought her into our family. We could have got her. Yeah. And because of that, you're a part of us now. You're a part of us. And that's a good thing.
I am very grateful.
This is a great segue,
okay,
Bobby, to this question. I think that it's a really good question. What would you tell previous contestants who feel disconnected from Miss Gay America or feel that their time has passed?
Are you directing this to me, sir?
Fine. Anyone.
Oh.
That's a really great question.
I'm an air hog, so I'll continue to talk. So, I mean,
we love listening.
Oh, whenever I hear that question, my brain works in a regimented way, and I always refer back to Cody Collins. David Lohman was one of those people that for the longest time, even though he had a huge following and desperately loyal fans because of what he had accomplished and the actual connection he had with the public, even though he was fine in his own right, he kept saying to people, "I'm going back. I'm going back. I'm going back." Many people said to Cody, "You're very good, but you're spending a lot of money and you're spending a lot of time. Are you perhaps missing the point here?" And Cody always would say to me, "Bobby, I just want to be in the program with you. I want to be in the program next to Lauren and Tasha. I want to be in the program." But Cody's terminology was, "I want to be in the book."
Yeah.
That's all I want to do. I just want to be in the book. And it drove him back over and over and over. I don't think that there is ever a time when the system passes you by. I don't think there is ever, because there is no cookie cutter Miss America. We can all see, if we look at the last 10 years, how different we all are. I mean, now, because of the infiltration of the ideas of Tasha Cole, when Miss Gay America, Norman took wonderful care of us, vigilant, overseeing of us. And Jerry was one of the first few people that said, "I really appreciate that, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this tonight," which was outside the lines. Jerry was the first one to color outside the lines. And many of us said to Jerry, "Oh, no, 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 don't do that." And Jerry said, I have to. It's who I am. And I'm an artist, and an artist expresses themselves. And I've already expressed myself in here, but there's a whole me over here. And if I have this platform, I want them to see it. So Jerry was one of the originators of expanding this parameter of what was acceptable. And now, as I said earlier, if you look at the last 10 years, we are getting more and more varied in our personalities, our talents, our outreach. And that's due to the pioneers like Jerry and Tasha, because in an atmosphere where he could have been nixed, and trust me, let me get my face real close here, and trust me, there were a lot of times when he could have been nixed over things he did. And he honestly said, "If I go down for this, well, that'll suck." But, and that was your words, not mine, sir. "But I'm going to do this because we need to grow. And if I want to put a slit in my dress, I'm going to put a slit in my dress. And I'll take the fall for it. I'll take the fall." And then perhaps the next person that puts a slit in their dress won't take the astringent criticism for me. So Jerry was, I mean, I was very by the book, but I was the first one to wear a breastplate, and I was in the era of punk when I started and all that stuff, when nobody had done that. So that was beginning to break grounds. By the time we got Tasha was just like, "Throw the doors open, I'm coming through. If you get in the way, you'll get stompled, because I'm here and I'm queer." He was very that. And at the time, of course, it was controversial. But now when we look back, that's what elevates an art form. Breaking new ground elevates an art form and brings in more people. If we'd have stayed where we were in 1975, we'd have never escalated to this point. People told me for years, I live in Michigan, I live in Detroit, and Michigan, because of the proximity to the country, has always been very continentalized. And I love Continental. And for 20 years, I went every year. I love Continental.
Love Continental.
Love Continental.
Yeah.
And but Michigan is very continentalized. It has no Miss America. Michigan has never had a Miss Gay America presence. We've never had a preliminary. I didn't win coming from Michigan. I won from New York. New York.
Ah.
This idea of moving the pageant forward, we were afraid. We were within the confines. I said, because Norman was very regimented, and rightfully so. In the early days, Norman was a one-man show. Norman was, now people laugh. Even Norman laughs, but Norman was daddy. Norman took care of us. Norman said, don't do that. Okay, you can do that. Don't do that. You can do that. But he had our best interest at hand, and that grew the contest. A lot of things that I wanted to do that I thought were really good at the time, now that Norman, when I look back, he knew best. It was his baby. In the early days, Norman did everything himself. He wasn't a good delegator. Sorry, Norman. You weren't a good delegator, because he was very, very concerned with letting the control go. His artistic control was important.
Yes.
And that's what legislated the pageant that we have after as number 49. He set those ground rules in place. And that's why we are the premier pageantry system in the United States, and probably in the world. Many people don't know this isn't just the only longest running pageantry system. The only one that's run longer is the actual Miss America pageant.
Right.
So in the entire world, you at 49 and the potential 50 coming in 2021, we're a part of something that was groundbreaking. Groundbreaking as Stonewall. So when people say to me, and have said to me along the years, why do you do this? Why do you do this? Why do you dress up like a girl? I try to explain to them, it doesn't really, for me personally, have anything about dressing up like a girl. This is a platform to reach the masses. And if I have this platform, I can move us forward. And that's why it's important to know what interview is. That's what they're looking for. There are a million, I know a million, and I'm so jealous. A million pretty girls. They can't put two sentences together. And I say that with death respect.
I'd like to go back and touch on where we were about people that have entered for years and years and think their time has passed. Naomi Sims had been in the pageant 9 times by the time she won. I think she may still hold the record for first runner-up. And going back to something that you guys were touching on yesterday about being true to yourself, but going outside of your box, it's a conversation Naomi and I had, because Naomi and I both thought Naomi was going to win the year that I won. It was her year. It had been her year for years. And when I won, it was a shock to both of us, but we were great friends and it wasn't a problem. But the next year, when time came around for the pageant to come again, she called me crying one night and she was terrified. She said, I cannot put myself through this again. What if I don't win? You've won, Chocolate's won, all my peers have won. It's embarrassing. And Naomi and I talked very frankly, and I said, bitch, I know that you're you and you have this persona, and I'm me and I have that persona. But I said, for just that week, it wasn't that I wasn't true to myself, but I conformed to what they were looking for in that package. Because you're applying for a job, so you have to let them know that you can do that job. And I said, bitch, you know how to do this better than anybody. So just go do what they want for a week and then be Naomi the next day and for your whole year. That's what I did. And that's what she finally did. She finally put on a set of nails and a pair of tits.
And a pair of breasts.
Because for years, that's really what had stopped her, was she just refused to conform to the regimens. But part of that at the time was what we're talking about. About that system was set up to perfect the art of female impersonation. And at that time, you had a bunch of guys running around in dresses looking like men in a dress. And the pageant taught us how to become realistic illusion, not necessarily an illusion of a celebrity, but an illusion of a woman, to pass as a woman and to perfect that art. And so I applaud Norman for reeling us in some and keeping those kind of restrictions and regiments on it. But I will tell you too, after a while of trial and error, Norman started to see the good in pushing the limits and stepping outside of the box and opening up, because in the grand scheme of things, you start to bring in more interest. You don't just have such a focused tunnel vision interest of audience, but your audience, you broaden your audience as well as broadening your field of competitors.
And that's so interesting that you would say that, Jerry, because as we pass information on, you pass that on to Newman because that's what you did. I remember when you were doing all different kinds of things before you won Miss America, and people were telling you, we need pretty. We need pretty. We're looking for pretty. And you said, oh, I got this in my holster. Now you want pretty. Okay. If you want pretty, I'm going to give you pretty. I'm going to hire this guy. He's my friend. He's going to make me some corsets. I'm going to push my boobs up. If you want to see St. Louis and teach me tonight, I'll give you that. I'll give you pretty. I can wear an updo. And you did it better than anybody and went in and beat them at their game. And that's what you were passing on to Newman. Newman was a wild child. Newman was like, I'm an entertainer. Nobody's telling me how to do this. And you were the only one that could wrangle him and say, do it by the book and then be yourself. And he did.
And that being said, I don't think that I sacrificed any part of being the real me and who I am. I just showed those parts of who I am that they wanted to see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And look what it did for you.
The first year I was there, I was second runner up. They told me, they said, you're definitely going to be Miss America, but your look is way over the top. It's way too hoary. You need to reel it in, play off your youth and innocence. I came back the next year. I did all youth and innocence, and they said, you're going to be Miss America someday. I got second runner up again. They said, but you're way too young and you're too inexperienced. So we need to see some maturity. So the next year I came back and in my mind played an old lady the whole week and I won the damn thing. But whatever worked, it's like.
Yeah, I would just, and following up with that question, I said, if it's really something you want, if you want to be in that program, right? You want to be part of the legacy and the history, just continue, but get a team together, listen to your formers, sit down, have conversations.
Be consistent.
And be consistent. I mean, there's a guideline to how to win. I mean, it's really simple. It tells you every single score you can accumulate.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So if you're checking that off and you're being a mastermind in every single thing you're doing, you're going to win.
The one advice I give people when they say, how should I prepare for the pageant? I say, you know what? Get a copy of the score sheets and read them. It breaks down exactly what the judges, point by point, what they're looking for. It's there. Just read it and do it.
I tell this to people all the time. And this was, other than Old Home Week, this is actually what this segment was for. I reflect on just what Jerry said. Is the name of the segment like the winning package or something? The winning package. The winning package starts. There's actually a format, and in fewer words, Lauren just described it. There's a format. It's not written. It's understood. It comes from study. It comes from trial and error. Initially, get the score sheets. If the promoters of the pageant are allowing you to get the score sheets, they won't care. request the score sheets. Then, instead of you wasting your time in areas that are not really applicable to your final score, your score sheets will show you, will give you direction. Secondly, be ambitious, but don't be overly concerned.
Right.
What I mean in that is stay within your lane.
Right.
Don't say in the next year I'm going to learn to dance. Don't say I got 8 months to learn to sing. Don't do that. We appreciate the fact that you're an artist, but use your assets to the best of their abilities. Surround yourself with the best in their disciplines that you can afford. If you can afford the choreographer from Chicago and 10 dancers, get it. If it's you and your buddies, do it. The key here is to surround yourself with smarter than yourself. Let your ego go. I can make a dress and they're beautiful. I would rather hire JD Martin. I'm a great choreographer, but I'd rather hire that guy from Chicago that shines. Do the best you can and make it work for you.
And be original, be authentic to who you are while you're doing that, so that you show everyone who you are. You know what I mean? It's.
I think it's
push boundaries.
Absolutely, but one of the major pitfalls that we experience in drag is human beings are great mimics.
Mm-hmm.
And I have many heroes and many people that I admire. They can influence you. Don't try to be them.
Right.
There won't be another Pattaya. There won't be. Next year, if somebody comes out doing Where You Are, we've seen it. There won't be another Naomi Sims. The music in the mirror belongs to her within this system. There are things that you don't recreate. You let them influence you. And then, as Lauren just said, you make them your own. But surround yourself with excellence. You will rise to the occasion. It's a hard climb. I've enlisted much more talented people around me through the years, and I tried to climb to where they were. And even if I only climbed that much of that much, it made me better at my craft.
Well, it's like Lauren had said earlier, it's about having the right team around you. You know, you've got to have that right team.
And I also think it's important to figure out that special thing that is you, because, like, for me, you know, when I first came into the pageant, what was winning was these dance production numbers. So, you know, like the second year I was in the pageant, I tried to do that thinking that was what was going to win. And over, you know, once you mature into your art and educate yourself on who you actually are, you know, I am no dancer. I am never going to be a dancer. I love.
Oh, you can dance.
I always wanted to be the great disco entertainer. I'm not the prettiest bitch on the block. I may not be the smartest, but you know, figure out what's special about you, and then you present that. And if it is your special gift, there's nothing that can beat that. There's nothing that can compete with that if you figure that out and present that, just that. I think.
Tasha,
True.
you're all right.
True. Yeah, you're all right. So continuing on, and we saw this earlier in some of your earlier interviews. Don't sell the farm. A dream is a dream, but you have to go back to your house. You have to go back to your apartment. You have to have lights and food in your refrigerator. A dream gets really strong, really strong. And when you have to pay dancers, because your vision is big, but your rent is due,
yes,
never sacrifice your own security. Never. And I've done it, so I can say it. I've done it. And it doesn't often pay off. So always work within your own means. Enlist the best people, work within your own means, study the system. Also, always remember there is a protocol and there are bylaws to administration. You can't come in willy-nilly and go, well, everybody, and I'm citing Nebraska. I don't know Nebraska. Everybody in Nebraska says I'm the prettiest girl in Nebraska, I'm going to win. But if you don't know the way things actually work, and you don't have a connection to people and the history of this system, you're irrelevant. You're
Yes.
another girl with a pretty face.
Yes.
So it's a strategy of its own, as Lauren said earlier. There is a formula to win it. There is a formula to win it, but everybody's formula seems to be different,
Right.
ultimately culminating in a crown. But you can see there are common denominators. Lauren has gone through, Lauren Taylor has gone through a great many transitions in her life. One of the interesting things that he's just looking at me like, what's he going to say?
Say it.
Say
one
it,
of the
girl.
one of the greatest traits that anybody can really possess in their lifetime is adaptability. Lauren Taylor is one of these people that whatever life has thrown at them, he's adapted to.
Yes.
He's adapted to gender changes. He's adapted to corporate changes. He's adapted to aging. He's an adaptable person, and that keeps you relevant. And here we go with what you got. You're going to show us something?
It's a picture. Oh, hold on. Just keep going. Keep going. Sorry. Just.
Oh,
There
yes.
she is. There she
And
is.
I think I was there that night, and she was so lovely. The key to much of the success of your life, what really tickles me about Lauren Taylor is he'll post something on Facebook and it'll be a cheese plate. And I'm like, what? And he's like, sitting here with the hubby, drinking some wine with a cheese plate. Life is good. When you can do that, you know who you are. You know who you are. And you did that for yourself, Lauren. You had some dark times, and you did that for yourself. And the reason you did that was because you knew there was more for you. You knew it.
Yeah.
You
We
were going
love
through a
you,
bad year, and you were going through a bad year, and I met you at Miss America eons ago, and you were standing behind a curtain with me. And I knew that you were in conflict. And I said to you, I know it's been a rough year, but go out there and kill him. And you were like, you'd never believe it. You'd never believe it. And I thought, I wonder if this damaged kid can pull through this. And it's only a testament to your strength. It's your adaptability. And it's a good lesson for people to know within our own community. You can do it.
Yeah.
You can do it.
You're all right, Lauren.
Oh,
Whatever.
I was hoping for. Ah.
No,
Wow.
I love you, Lauren.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. It
Always
was,
have.
I look back at my reign and my give up because going through my transition and doing what I did, in the outcome that happened, I can't look back and regret anything because you can't live with regrets. I learned a lot, but I was young. I was such a young kid, and people will make mistakes. People do things, without thinking about the consequences. But at the end of the day, here I am, 51 years old, and I've learned a lot, and I got to grow, and I went on to win another national title, and my life changed, and drag didn't seem as important anymore. It was still important to me, but I knew there was something bigger in my life, and I learned my lessons, and yeah, there was some dark times, and I appreciated everybody who supported and were with me, and it was hard, but it was good. It was memorable, and those are lessons that you learn. You pick your ass up and you move on.
And this is and it's prevalent in all systems because all systems are families to a certain degree. But this is what's so fascinating and so very important about Miss Gay America pageantry and our family. We all have common denominators. The story that you just told is Jerry Faulkner's story. Jerry Faulkner had a great many revelations in his life. He's been through a lot, and self-evaluation is one of the hardest journeys. Those sound like platitudes that somebody wrote on a bathroom wall, but it's really true. And a lot of people say like Oprah's my hero or this person is my hero. In my personal life, Jerry is one of my heroes because, and it's true, you know this because we've discussed it. Jerry came from darkness at one point in his life, and I'm not talking out of school. And Jerry's very vocal about his journey. You are very vocal about your journey, and he.
Because I can help other people if they know that it's not anything to be ashamed of. It's we make some bad choices and we learn, like Lauren was saying, as we go through our life. And if what I have been through in my life, and as dark as those times were, if me being vocal about that takes somebody out of the spot that I was in 20, 30 years ago and can get them to a healthy place quicker, let me shout it from the mountaintops, because that's a hell I don't want anybody to be in. And if I can be anybody that's confused, we're talking about alcoholism and addiction, because it's a huge part of my story. But anyway, I'm sorry, Bobby.
No, I want you to speak to your truth. This is the time. If there is, and this is rhetorical, and I speak to each of you, if there is a family, if there is actually a family, family loves each other and family helps each other with their experiences through lost times. And you can only help individuals. There are 49 winners, but do you know how many people this contest has touched that have problems? Yesterday was Mental Health Awareness Day for the world. Today is National Coming Out Day. These are huge issues. If you have a platform in which people are looking at you and going, that's Lauren Colby. She's Miss America. She must have all the answers. It behooves you to be able to use that platform to say, yeah, I had some sucky times.
Yeah.
And this is how I kind of fixed it. Maybe that'll work for you.
Right.
And
you know what, touching on that real quick, you know, I don't know many of us that can't say we haven't been through a dark time, or, you know,
tortured artists.
Tortured artist. But there are levels to family. You're all pretty people. You're all pretty people. That's lovely. And I herald you and stand on a soapbox and give you the best. You're all pretty people. There's much more to that within the Miss Gay America pageantry system. Underneath that pretty were actual men, cis men, and binary versions of cis men that have problems. Many people want to gloss this over because they view drag as an escape. Don't talk to me about that. Oh, I don't want any darkness. I don't want any darkness. I just want to go out there and spin and be pretty and have people tell me I'm pretty. I understand it. But within the confines of the winners, these 49 people that are now Miss Americas, it's a herald to truth. We've all had our journeys, but we've all survived.
And many of us didn't survive that journey. And for me today, one of the things that motivates me to continue doing drag and trying to stay at the top of my game 40 odd years later, but we won't talk about that, is not only, you know, paying tribute and honor to those who went before me and who taught me and who were my peers and my friends and my family, but I almost feel an obligation to continue because they weren't given the opportunity to be 62 years old and to still be on stage and have their own show and be a part of this thing on, it's huge and it's amazing. And I think about all the things that I have been given and blessed with that they were denied. And so if a part of them lives through me, if I can keep some of their memory and their importance, not only to this pageantry, this art form, but also the world, because they were amazing people and they're missed. I feel like that's not only, it's my honor and my obligation to continue that.
Absolutely.
So
it is your obligation
every day.
It is your obligation. And speaking of obligation, I don't, hindsight is 2020. So many people don't, including myself, it's hard to visualize what's happening. This is about Miss Pattaya Hart. Thailand is your mother. Yes. Oh, yeah, it's your turn. Thailand is your motherland. I heard you speaking earlier about, well, I went into interview and I said that English was my second language and blah, blah. And you, and it's your nature as you're a very driven person, but a part of your personality is docile because you feel like you're a stranger in a new land in a strange way. And what you have done, I want to flip the script. Okay, so I put drag dresses and makeup in a bag and I fly to Thailand. And they have a contest called Miss Gay Thailand. I don't know if there is a contest. And I enter it, and I don't speak Thaianese or whatever the language is of Thailand. Thai, sorry. No disrespect.
Like Thai food, Thai, yes.
That's Thai. Bad choice. And that's where the story ends for me in Thailand. That's where the story ends for me. I would try my hardest, but I fear that I would fail. For you to come from another country, this is an American success story.
Absolutely.
You can't believe, because we become so blasé in so many ways, the obstacles. I've had a couple obstacles. Both Lawrence have had a couple obstacles. Jerry, well, he's Jerry, so he just has obstacles, period. So sorry, sis. Little comedy there. But for you, and I don't know why in the world you would be in Thailand, which is gorgeous and beautiful and free to an extent, decide you were going to come to the United States of America and you were going to dress up. You were going to first of all, you were going to take class like you had at home, learn to be a dancer. A dancer is an athlete. So you were going to learn to be an athlete. Okay, you lost me right there. Okay, so you were going to learn to be an athlete. Then you were going to learn to put it into motion and create a business. And then you were going to do something you had never done before. You were going to make a boy into a girl and enter a national pageantry system. And you tried a couple systems and you landed with us. That is a movie, sister. That's a movie. That's a movie. That is, it's remarkable. It's remarkable. You should be just extremely proud of yourself. And I know I'm getting in your 19th hour, and we get tired and we get teary.
And I'm just like the more you talk about, I just oh my god. So I talk about overcome obstacle, which is like I this is what I was talking about, and then sometimes it just doesn't. This is what Charity and Susie said. You don't need to tell them all your obstacles that you overcome. You just show you who you are. They don't need to hear your backstory, whatever. Like they don't need to feel sorry for you. Just show
for
them
an interview. For an interview.
Yes. So, but this is like my story is that I didn't start dancing when I was a kid. I was always like loved watching all this dancing, whatever. But it was always boys. We don't dance, especially in Thailand, conservative. So I always loved watching dance, all that stuff, musical theater, all that. And we don't have a lot of that in Thailand as well. I went to school. I went to college for marketing. Graduate. I joined the dance team in college, and I was kind of alienated by my peers because they were like, "Oh, that's such like faggot," and I wasn't out back then, so I was like, it's hard, but I'm like, it does feel that void in my.
I know.
I feel that
I
it
know.
will liberate me dancing with that, and
I know.
after I graduate, I was like, you know what? I working in the office, and I was like, I'm missing this. I'm like, so I end up went to start taking dance class, like a adult ballet, and then one day one thing led to another. I went to an open call for a Broadway show in Thailand. It was like the biggest show. It's called Man of La Mancha. You guys know all this, and the whole story is all about following your dream. No matter
It is.
other people think it was stupid or crazy.
Oh,
So
stop.
What I don't understand is I started dancing in college too.
Well, what
And
happened?
it doesn't look
What
at all
happened?
the same. I don't
What happened, sister? Hey, two left feet. What happened? No, I've seen you do a boot and scoot, and you boot and scoot good. So don't do that to yourself.
I have three dance moves that I can do.
1, 2,
Jimmy.
and 3.
That's
That's
it.
more than
You
I
repeat
know.
them? You repeat them. And I
There you go.
must
There you go.
say to you, Pattaya, just like our Miss, our current reigning Miss Continental, Vanessa Van Cartier, to come from
her.
another country, you folks just, I mean, that's just amazing to me. It's amazing to me. And how fast you've excelled. And you've excelled because of your connection with people. People love you. People love Miss Vanessa Van Cartier.
You know,
It comes when both of you, it must come from your countries because when you speak, we hear you in earnest.
yes.
It's moved you fast within the system. My concern for you is how much you can absorb so fast. You're like, this is going like this. It's going fast, and all of a sudden, hey, what? You're the first one in the history of the pageantry. 2
Am I the
years.
first non-American? Am I also
2 years.
the first non-American to win Miss Gay America?
For 2 years coming. I mean,
2
now I got
So-
it for 2 years. It's like, can you break any more rules?
I-
You know,
Watch
you,
me.
you I've had great experience, but rarely can one say, I won Miss America, and then on Monday morning, Cheetah Rivera texted me. I mean, I'm like, is there a drag queen named Cheetah Rivera now? Do they take all their names? And they're like, idiot, it's Cheetah Rivera. And I'm like, Cheetah Rivera? I mean,
Oh.
I got to hang out with Cheetah in Atlantic City a little bit, just a little bit. But who? What? Cheetah, if you, as much as you honor dance and the art of dance and the whole of sacrifice, like I said, you're an athlete. You're an athlete.
This
And
was
Cheetah,
yesterday, last year.
look at you.
Yes. Look
Fresh
at you.
from
Amazing.
Louis.
Look at you. That's
Amazing.
so
That is,
That's so
and I
great.
saw the clip of her at your show after Miss America when you were doing a gig in New York City.
Her birthday. I was asked to perform as a surprise gift for her,
Oh,
and she
And
was
she
singing
was
right in front of
loving
me,
it.
and I keep messing up the lyrics because all I see is her singing, and I'm like,
Dude. It's amazing.
that is
It's
amazing. But
amazing.
and I will tell
to
you,
think of it as in like one of this. I mean, like this little gay Asian boy that come here for opportunity. I look at it as in, you know, like America is the land of the opportunity. Like dancing in Thailand, especially for boys, it's not a big scene. So I'm like, I'm here, and when I start dancing, I start want to work as a dancer, and then I don't get respected because all the dancers in the industry have been doing it for their whole life. I'm just fresh out of this one Broadway show, and I'm like, you know what? I'm ready to work. So my dance teacher said, you know, you should go to New York and take 2 years off, just disappear, and come back with like full techniques and all that training. Come back and all that. So I applied for Steps on Broadway in New York. So I came for 2 years. I was I was very obsessed with Fosse, so I came and studied Fosse, and I just enjoy it so much that I'm like, and you're supposed to take 12 classes a week. I end up taking 15 to 18 classes a week, so I'm just I'm just overjoyed. I take like 5 classes a day. You're supposed to take only 2 classes a day.
I mean, there are for being able to be privy myself to have this broad lexicon of drag that I've watched for years in all of the systems. There's a modicum of talent that's set. Because like I said earlier, human beings are good replicators. They're good mimics. So you see the same thing over and over and over and over, and then they, put a little bit more into it, and it kind of evolves a little bit, and then more and more and more and more. And then a vocal artist will come into the thing, and they'll raise the bar, and then a comedy artist will come in, and they'll raise the bar. The likes of you have now, to our betterment, raise this bar so high that to our not our detriment, pardon me, to our betterment, the next person that is inducted into this family and the next one can no longer just have a pretty face and a rhinestone dress in a bag.
That's on her birthday.
Look at that.
So I found a picture of me and my look-alike too.
What is it, honey?
Closer.
It's me and Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, and Jerry, I've seen that, and it's so good when it's flattened out on the internet. Was it a cutout or was it Dolph?
No, when they premiered Pageant here in Dallas at the Angelica for the red carpet, they actually was premiering Dolph's movie at the same time.
It was him?
It was him. I chased him down on the red carpet.
I thought it was a cutout, and you put your arm like in his arm.
And that man feels like marble. It was crazy. But yeah, that was actually him. I thought that was so funny. And he was so cool. He was so he was cool with everything. He just played it off and was fun.
Of course, I told you I'm a talker. I want to take because we have about 15 minutes left or whatever. I want to take the opportunity, if you're going to allow me to, on your platform, to say a couple things. As I said earlier, hindsight is 20/20. I got to get in a better position. Hindsight is 20/20. Those of you within our reach that are interested in our pageantry system, that believe that you are Miss Gay America royalty material, I admire your drive. And I want to let you know that we, as a group, want you to succeed, and that we are here for you, regardless of what that may be. Advice is cheap, but it can be very valuable in the right context. I also want you to know that Miss Gay America is not the end-all be-all. This is where I needed a disclaimer off the beginning of this program. This could be one of the greatest springboards for you in your life. Many people outside of Miss Gay America will never know what Miss Gay America means, but they'll sense it when they meet you. They'll sense it in your abilities to speak. They'll sense it in your abilities to communicate with them, and they'll sense it in your abilities of inclusion. That's the most important thing that you need to know. This is a stepping stone for success to you. Miss America is not the end of the road. It's the beginning. And we're here to assist you in any possible way. Jerry?
I was agreeing.
Oh, you gave me a finger.
I was like, you got it, girl. Preach, sister.
No, it's true. Also, art is subjective. Many people along the way will tell you you're wrong. Many people will say you can't come from another country and not speak the language as a primary language. You can't do that. Many people will say if you tamper with your gender, you've moved out of the system. You know, many people will say addiction isn't at home here. We don't need addiction in our family. We don't have people like that. Many people, and I can attest to this, ageism is a huge thing within the gay community. I'm looking at 70 years old. Ageism is ugly because you're not included any longer. The little Debbies of the world, Lauren Colby, came in at such a young age. Now she's still young and she's experiencing ageism. They like to put you on a shelf. They want to put you in a box.
With the dust.
They what?
With the dust.
With the dust. But always remember, art does not age. Art does not age. You and this harkens to the earlier conversation. Lauren Taylor and her adaptability. You continue to adapt. Your art doesn't age. You can put Lauren Taylor on a stage right now, maybe with a little cricky knee, or maybe a bad baby toe, a bad baby toe. But you can, and I use the terminology loosely. You can push sister out with a 25-year-old and say, "Give us a piece of that," and she'll deliver. That's why she's still vital. That's why she's still relevant. Relevance in our business is important. I mean, when I look at the people around me, I have exclusively made my living as a male actress for 40 years because of Miss Gay America. Because of Miss Gay America. I was talented. I had some connections. I auditioned for everything. I lost 1,000 parts. But Miss Gay America opened doors for me and gave me connections that I would have never have gotten before. And it allows me to sit here with you talented people today. I look back and go, what did I do that was right? I mean, that's really something. I'd have been sitting here at 70 almost, an unemployed actor, saying, it just didn't work out. Who would have ever known it would have led to headlining on the Las Vegas Strip, in the casinos for all those years? It's immeasurable what this stepping stone can do for you. So anybody within the sound of my voice that really, really wants to invest time in the art form, come to Miss Gay America. We're open for you, and we want to help grow your talents. You know, many systems are, and I say this with great reverence, you have to have a pass card to get in. You kind of have to have a pass card to get in. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But I wouldn't go to those systems particularly because they don't service me. But I certainly do love to watch them and herald them and applaud for them. We want to grow your talents. And if you've come to us through preliminaries and ultimately, hopefully, nationals one year, and you find the system isn't for you, what it will do for you is that it will give you immeasurable tools to be able to move in the direction that you think your life should go. This isn't the end all be all, but it certainly is a great teaching tool.
Absolutely.
Amen.
Amen. Preach.
Amen. Well said.
Oh my God.
And everybody is like living for you. And
I would like to say before we go,
preach.
that's coming up, and
We're
because
to
this
the
is the tag on the end of it, other than how grateful I am, it seems very PC right now, and this is how the script goes. Vote, vote, vote. And then they go, I don't care who you vote for, just vote. Well, that's not me, folks. So as long as I have this platform, I'd like to say vote, vote, vote. And please vote for Mr. Biden so we can try to resume and bring back the glory that the America we understand and have lived under continues to flourish. And this will allow us to go and fix and repair the atrocities that we have created within our own system. We need you to vote Democratic. We need you to forward not only us as gay people, this is a critical election for you within the sound of my voice, not only as gay people, but this possibly can eradicate the art form that we're speaking to you through today. They want to take away our rights as gay people. If they take away our rights as gay people, our art form will die. Please don't let this art form die. What I want you to do within the sound of my voice, I think that I know where your vote lies. Double our vote here today. Take one other person, help them, let them decide, give them some information, take them to the polls, help them fill out their ballots. Do whatever you need to do to move us forward within this critical time in our society as gay people. This is no joke, and there will be no time for do-overs. There will be no time for do-overs. There will be no time to go back and say, wow, really? That's what that was? Once it's done, it's done. I don't want to wear a pink triangle. I don't want to be sequestered. Go out and vote. Vote for us. Vote for our own interests.
Amen.
You need to campaign for him. Seriously, we need a whole advertisement of that whole speech right here, because it was like, I'm like, can I go vote now? Because I'm ready. I'm ready.
Well, I want to add my voice to it, because this is not the time to be silent. You know, often through my career, I get a lot of shut ups. Shut up, Bruno. Shut up. Damn, you talk a lot. This is the time to talk. This is the time to act. We have 23 days or so until the climate of the United States of America is either going to change or continue as it is in a free fall. You haven't seen the worst of this regarding us. I want to see the reign of this beautiful child, Pattaya. I want her to be able to, she's come to our country, a free country, free to express whoever you are. And she's expressing herself through her art form. It would be a shame if we sacrificed those freedoms now because you out there did not enlist somebody, and they listed somebody, and so on to make this a reality. Don't rest on our laurels. It's time to vote.
So what she's trying to say is go vote.
Yeah.
I think what I was saying is, yeah, go vote.
Go vote.
I was just going to say go vote, but Susie said go vote, and Randy said go vote. So I was trying to beef it up a little bit. I always try to up it. So I was.
But you're right.
And be sure you vote for your own interests.
Yes.
For your own needs.
For your own interest. And it would, and truly, I mean, it's not far reaching. They'll kill our art form.
I don't want to go back to doing drag in the dungeon and having to put boys' socks on in my butt suit. It just wasn't a good look.
Last year I worked with you at the Rose Room, and you wore socks during your entire drag performance.
Well, that was for effect. I mean, I don't like to do it as a
You should have told us, because we were laughing at you.
Was it a socks with the open toe?
If I'm going to wear boys' clothes in drag, I want it to be my decision, okay?
Right.
Oh, so you haven't changed. So you haven't changed, I see.
Nope.
But Ty, you know what? Thank you for bringing us together.
Thank you guys so much. We down to the last 5 minutes of the. I mean, I'll extend a little bit for you guys. So just like speaking of like debate, I'm gonna give you guys 2 minutes each, and to leave to leave the audience, say hi, say whatever you need to say besides vote blue about Miss Gay America. How about the all the experience? How Miss Gay America has touched your life, and how getting to be Miss Gay America has touched other people's life through your. I'm gonna start with Lauren Taylor.
Well, thank you. Miss Gay America has truly been one of the most inspiring things that I've done in my career. I was such a young kid. I had just won Miss Texas previously. My first year at Miss America, I was first runner-up. I went back and I won on my second year. I met some of the most incredible people, the most talented people. I made so many great friendships through my year being Miss America, and it's something that I'll never forget. Never forget, you know. And Norma Christie really helped cultivate and create such a wonderful pageantry system, and to teach young men to be disciplined and to be organized, and it taught me so many wonderful values, and I'll always respect Norman for that. And it just really, truly, when I think of Miss America, I think it was one of the highlights of my career, and it helped create and mold Lauren into something bigger and better. And I'll always be grateful for that. I thank you all for tuning in. Such great conversation on here. And yes, to Jennifer, everybody, please make sure we're in this together. And we've had one hell of a year. 2020 has been crazy for everyone. And I hope that you're safe. Know that every morning I get up and I pray for you guys, pray for all of us, and I pray for a better world and a better place for us to live. And it's going to be our choice, and we need to go out and vote. Let's end 2020 with a celebration of Joe Biden in the White House. So thank you guys. Thank you, Pattaya, and thank you all my sisters.
Thank you. We love you. All right. Miss Tasha Cole, you're next.
Thank you. Okay, so I would leave you with saying, I think it's so important to learn how to decipher advice, to decipher good advice from bad advice, and good suggestions from bad suggestions. And the people that are trying to lift you up, to learn who those people are and where they're coming from, and embrace that, and learn to dismiss the people that are trying to drag you down. That being said, I'd like to encourage anybody that's looking at this that wants to become Miss America, don't let anybody tell you that you are not right for this pageant, because what is right for this pageant is an exceptional individual, and nobody's a better individual than you at being yourself. I wasn't necessarily the right thing for this pageant, but it opens a niche for any of us if you're your true authentic self and you bring your special gifts and present it to people. And this is an amazing stepping stone. It's an amazing, I think any of us would tell you that it absolutely changed our lives. My life is completely different because of Miss Gay America, and not just winning, but being part of this family and this system being part of my life for so many years. And I'd especially like to thank Norma Christie. Girl, she and I butted heads. We locked horns. We fought from day one. But I love her like a sister now. And she was one of those people that I didn't like to listen to her advice, but as a matter of fact, she had my best interest at heart most of the time. And on the few occasions that she was wrong, she told me that, and I did the same to her. But anyway, I'd like to thank Norman for keeping this pageant together for all the years that he did. I'd like to thank Rob and Mike for taking it over and continuing to do their thing with it now. But it's just meant so much to me and in my life, and I just want to thank all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Miss Tasha Cole. We love you. All right. Miss Lauren Kobe, birthday girl, you are up.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to follow all that, because that's kind of how I'm feeling with all of that. For me, winning Miss America was definitely a defining moment in my life. I wouldn't know that till after the fact, but it was a great stepping stone for my career. I'd also like to thank Norman. Uh, we butted heads as well, and I was kind of the maverick of the group, but I did my best, and it was a totally great experience. With that being said, Lauren and Tasha have kind of covered most everything that I would have said, and with leading into what Jennifer was saying as far as voting, it's very critical that you do go out and vote and elect your friends or strangers, whoever, whatever you got to do to. And I'm just going to call it out, but we got to get this man out of office. And we've got to do it pronto because our world is in crisis. And I'm 53 now, and I see it every day, and it's just heartbreaking. So please go vote. Follow my sister's advice and go vote. And Pattaya, I thank you for this platform. You've done an amazing job. You're going to be an incredible sister in addition to the family, and I look so forward to working with you in the future. I thank you, my sisters, Lauren Taylor, Tasha, and Jennifer. This has been an amazing experience for me. I love you all. And for the newcomers that are coming out to enter Miss Gay America, just know that follow your dream and follow your heart. It happened for me. It can happen for you. Just have a clean package. Be consistent. Have some stage presence. The stage presence is going to go a long way for you. So you can do it. I believe in you.
Thank you. I love you guys so much. Miss Jennifer Fox, do you want to leave just a little bit more, or are you good?
Oh, I'm never good, honey. I'm never good.
So 2 minutes for you. Here we go.
In conclusion and the wrap up, for those of you that don't know me, I will probably be best remembered as the gentleman performer that crossed the Ku Klux Klan picket line as I gave up my crown at the Evans Auditorium in Charlotte, North Carolina. I was the first female impersonator to appear on nationally syndicated television on the Tom Snyder Show in 1981, before any other female impersonator had ever been on television, to promote our art form and the Miss Gay America pageantry system. Throughout the years, our system has changed for the betterment. There were the Norma Christie years. They were golden. They were the L&T Entertainment years. They were innovative. And now we're to Mad Angel, and they are progressive. These are all areas that we needed to fill. We are where we are supposed to be. What you need to know that Miss Gay America is about inclusivity. If you can hear me within your voice, you're not by yourself. I was one of those people. I was by myself. I didn't have any food. I didn't have, I was very sketchy on where I was going to live. I knew that if I could win this contest, I could have a voice to reach other people like me in my industry. So I had little cards printed up after I won Miss Gay America, and they had my address on them and my phone number. And I received letters from all over the country. I had traveled 400,000 air miles. It was the most Miss Gay America had ever traveled across the country. I received so much mail from people that needed to be heard. I had to open 2 post office boxes over the year and continued it on. People need to be heard. We're here to hear you. I hear you. Miss Gay America is about inclusiveness. Please never feel you're alone. If you need to speak to somebody, suicide hotline protection is always there for you. And us, as Miss Gay America constituency, wants to help and wants to give you at least resources, regardless of what it is, in pageantry, in life, or whatever your heart needs to really be able to say, I feel good about me. You're not alone. We love you.
Thank you guys so much. Miss Lauren Taylor, Miss Tasha Cole, Miss Lauren Colby, the birthday girl, and Miss Jennifer Fox. I'm so forever grateful to be in your presence, and oh my God, cannot wait to meet you guys, and we can be our sister when we are back together again safely.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
2021.
Thank you
you,
so much,
everybody.
gentlemen. It was such a pleasure to be with all of you. You're very special people.
It's been an honor, and I've missed you guys. Can't wait to see you soon.
Stay
Uh,
safe, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Guys, bye.
Bye.
Vote, vote, vote.
Vote.
Please vote.
Bye, Pattaya.
Bye, baby. All right. Thank you guys for staying out with me. Oh, I am just moving my chairs. So the next section, I'm closing out with my national title sisters. So I have Miss Continental with me, Miss Vanessa Van Cartier.
Hi.
Belgium.
Sawadee
Sawadee
ka.
ka. Oh, we're doing a color hair today with. She's Miss Continental. She's in Sweden. I'm in Belgium right now.
Belgium.
What time is it?
It's
Over there.
10 p.m. 10 p.m.
10 p.m. No big deal.
No big deal. How are you, Pattaya?
I'm great, baby. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, I'm gonna bring in my other two sisters. I have Miss Tiffany Hunter, Miss All American Goddess. Hello, sister.
Hi.
How are
You
you?
both look beautiful.
Thank you. So we're all like rocking different hair color today.
I love it.
You're in Missouri, right? St. Louis.
Yeah, St. Louis. Yeah.
There you go. She's like closer to me. And last but not least, well, we're supposed to have 5 of us, but Miss Kennedy is doing her brunch show, so I don't know when she's gonna pop in, but she has the link already. So last but not least, for now, is my sister, Miss Buffet, Miss National EOI. Hello.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
Oh, we got the memo. Big hair.
Yeah, happy Sunday. I love your pink hair, Pattaya.
Thank you. I feel like Frenchie from Greece.
Yeah.
And I happen to drink Greece from a Greece mug.
I love it. Very themed.
Very famous, all pink too. Somehow, how is everyone doing?
Super.
You guys can talk louder. You know, it's you are
Well,
so
the
sad.
situation here in Belgium is very, very bad because we have probably the 3rd wave of Corona, and
Oh,
it's hitting very tough. But you know, it's important that people take precautions. The only thing I do is working, be careful, and when I come home, I do the routine. You know, you disinfect, you wash your hands. But it's kind of crazy because my parents are here from Italy, and they're gonna go back to Italy because the situation here is horrible. And Belgium is the worst country in Europe right now to have Corona. So we try to be happy as much as I can.
so you thought you got away from Corona when you fly back to Belgium, and then now
No,
it's like,
I knew that would not be the end with Corona, but yeah, I never expected it would come so fast.
mhm. You
It's
guys
so
see the
fast.
comment down here, right?
I can, yes.
That's Patia Lee Love. She said, everyone looks so wonderful, beautiful divas.
Thank you, Katia.
We got
Pattaya, I have to say, this is really, I think, quite rare to have national title holders together to talk about pageantry like this. So bravo to you on bringing us together.
Thank you for joining me. Like this, it started off like this. I've been in drag for the past 21 hours.
I've been
taken a
watching you.
nap?
I've been waiting for you to fall over.
My hand is shaking, so you can't really see my foot. Like my leg is like shaking and like cramping at the same time. So, I mean, Mama's getting old, so I'm like cold. I'm in a dress. This is my dress that I only wear up to here. Oops.
I I went to bed at like 1 o'clock and you were still talking. And I woke up this morning, got up late, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's talking again. Like you never stopped.
It's still going. It's still going. It's well, this start off as in like a fun, I want to do something fun for what would have been final night when we crowned the new Miss Gay America 2021. And then I was like, wait, it's 21. Let's do something 21. And I was like, oh, what about this? I thought it would be funny to see me like struggling through it, but somehow 4 cups of really strong coffee has put me through it. And 5 bottles of beer during that late night hour, somehow it just, come on, let's go. So yeah, so thank you so much. I've been blessed. I've been very grateful with all the farmers of Miss Gay America that have joined me. I mean, I never have thought I would get this many amazing and legendary participants, and also with all my sister from national as well. So like we were trying to get together on my first prelim, and then it fell through at Miss Gay New York America. I was supposed to have all 5 of us, and then it just fell through. So we didn't have that chance. So hopefully we get a little reunited today.
Yes.
So yeah. So how's everyone been doing? So now all of us get to reign for another year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That is correct. Yes. I
Now
think so.
we are the sisterhood of 2-year reign.
The coven of COVID queens. Yes.
The COVID queen, the coven. I love that. We were just watching American Horror Story, so fresh. We're wearing black now, all black. So Buffet, where are you? Where do you live, baby?
So I live in Charlotte, North Carolina. You'll have to come visit me. Obviously, COVID safe. And my husband and I have lived here for over 20 years now. So we love it here. It's been raining constantly the last 2 days, but it's just like Belgium. Obviously, with cases. I mean, the U.S. has been crazy with cases, and we've just been basically safe here in our house, haven't done anything. I did a drag diner 2 weeks ago that we did outdoors, which was wonderful to get back in front of people, but otherwise just been sticking here at the house.
Oh, you guys haven't opened yet, right?
We just recently went to phase 3, so our bars could open, but they can only have outdoor audiences. So they can be at 30% capacity, but everyone has to be outdoors, which when it's raining or it's really cold outside, that's going to be obviously a challenge for people.
Yeah.
And it's about to be like a flu season too. That's what's scary about it.
I'm getting my flu shot this week.
Okay, that's good. Good. Vanessa, how's the weather over there in Belgium?
Cold.
It's cold. How cold is it?
Yeah, it's cold. It's cold. I mean, you need to wear a coat and a scarf. Yeah, it's cold. And
okay, so the scarf season.
Yeah, it's already 10 days of rain, so it's typical. Our weather is the same weather as in London, so it's kind of a rainy country. Yeah.
And with Miss Tiffany, so St. Louis has been nice for the past few days, right? Been like sunny,
like
summer.
80, yeah, in the mid to high 80s last week, which was lovely. I want to ask Vanessa.
Go ahead.
So is pumpkin spice, pumpkin flavor thing? Is that a thing?
Wait, where's that coming from?
I'm just curious. She was talking about being cold and they're already in jackets, and I hear in like United States, like the moment it gets like cold at night, everybody is like crazy for like, oh, pumpkin spice time, like, and you get all the pumpkin spice flavors. It's like, no, that was
I mean, even her hair right now too.
It's the season of pumpkin steaks and pumpkin soup over here. Yeah, and I love that.
Interesting. Yeah. It's good to see you. It's good to see all of you, by the way. It's been a long time since I've gotten to see any of you, except for I saw Pattaya a couple weeks ago. But
You haven't seen this
yeah.
March. we had the I dragged Vanessa all the way to New York and stay with me. I was just like, just cause, and then it was because the plan didn't fell through. So Buffet was like, Buffet already booked another gig, like she couldn't come, and then Tiffany, you were booked for the pageant to perform. So that's why the three of us were able to get together.
I remember the day we were together in New York was the day that they shut down for the first day all the Broadway shows. There, the quarantine started. That was when I stayed with you.
Yeah. So you guys have you guys been hanging out with Vanessa, Miss Vanessa?
Yeah, I mean Tiffany.
Vanessa, I've never met, although I've admired her from afar for a while now. But Tiffany and I actually got to judge a pageant together, and I had so much fun. It was the first time that we actually spent a lot of time together, and it's one of those things, Pattaya, I'm sure you can relate to this, or probably all of you. We just kind of got started with our reigns for some of us, and we got to see each other, and we're out on the road, and then all of a sudden, you didn't go anywhere. So, yeah, I really enjoyed getting to know Tiffany at the pageant, and Vanessa, you're beautiful.
So after Vanessa we were sharing like some candid stuff. So it sounds like inside joke, but like I mean, like apparently it's been on social media back and forth for a while now. So Vanessa loves it. Pattaya, can I tell you something? Pattaya, can I tell you something? It was like every single thing before she always, Pattaya, can I say something? After 3 days, I said no. But no. So I mean, after she left, and that would be like every time I text her and be like, "Can I tell you something?" Without just to say hi, instead of hi, just like, Vanessa, can I tell you something? So I don't know if this happened to everyone else. Hanging out with Vanessa. Yeah, there you go.
No, I use that totally with you. I don't know why. You
Because
start your messages with me like that too. Oh, really? Okay.
She's full of secrets. She wants to tell you something. So I was joking. I was like, oh, is it hello in Belgium? Like,
No.
something.
No, I don't know. It's maybe like some people say well, or those phrases, the word that you always repeat.
I think it's the word like something like that, right?
Yeah, it's like in Thailand. Ka.
Ka.
Pattaya, I learned my first Japanese word thanks to you yesterday.
What did I say? What was I saying?
It was foku.
That was from Sally Sparkle. I just learned yesterday that he was
I learned so much from our 21-hour Dragathon.
Do you know that the word foku in French means hypocrite?
The what?
The word that she just said, that in Japanese, foku in French means hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
Yeah.
In Japanese, I believe it means four, if I said it correctly.
Oh yeah, but is it foku?
I have a chance to. I was grateful. I was blessed to get to work in Japan twice in Tokyo. So I was teaching dance class in Tokyo twice, 2017 and 2018. So I get to learn some Japanese because I mean apparently nobody speaks. I mean everyone understand a bit of English, but mostly with English. So I have to learn to be able to live there for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks each time, and it was just my favorite one was when they call McDonald's Doru. So they ask every single thing, which is so cute. I was like, before I leave, my one goal is to learn how to be able to say Makudo Norudoru. And then I get to go to Makudo Norudoru in Japan. So that was that. So well, So yeah, the Continental is the national is in September, Labor Day weekend, and then Miss Gay America is in the first or second weekend in October, so we're a month afterward.
Yep.
So how about EOY? What do you guys just recently just rescheduled?
Yeah, so ours will be in July. It's always the second to last week in July. So I believe like the 25th of July.
So the third weekend of July. Are you
Yeah.
guys gonna be on the weekend? Or are you guys gonna be on the like a weekday?
Our Mr. starts on Thursday, and then the FI pageant starts with the Mr. on Friday, and then we go Friday, Saturday, and the final night is on Sunday night.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about American Goddess?
I'm so glad you asked. So we are actually, for the first time this year, in 2021, we'll be combining all three of our national pageants: All-American Goddess at Large, All-American Gent, and All-American Goddess. All three of them will be held together in 1 week, probably over the course of about 5 days, and it'll be in June of 2021. We haven't actually scheduled the weekend yet, or the date yet. We'll be doing that very soon. But I'm really excited to be able to share the whole weekend experience with the rest of my cork. So, because AEG HERstory, we've always had separate, and then for Gent and at Large have been held in March, and then Goddess has been held in June. So I'm looking forward to being able to share our step down weekends, our step down moments together as a group and as a family. So please stay tuned for our date announcement. That will be the exact date, and we're looking at
In Kentucky.
Lexington,
Okay.
Kentucky.
So where will EOY will be?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, the yours in Kentucky. So in America, we're still looking for a new home at the moment. So
Come to Louisville.
Mike was listening.
Chicago.
And then Miss Continental is in Chicago.
Yes.
So you guys, if you guys are watching, don't forget to mark your calendar. June, July, September, and October.
Yes, and Continental Plus and Elite Easter weekend.
On Easter weekend in April, which we are hopefully everything's open back up.
Yes, hopefully.
Yeah.
Everything, all we can do is this. And
Yes.
Yes.
the thing is, I think with voting, come November, I think that would also help with the decision of try to get enforce a better protection, to deal with the COVID as well, so that we can get rid of that as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's definitely important to, when you're choosing the candidates that you want to vote for, to know what their COVID plans are. Because so many of our politicians in office do not have plans. They don't know what their future plans are to deal with this, even though we've been dealing with it now for months. So be informed, and if you're not informed, there are plenty of websites and things that you can research your candidates so that you make a smart choice. I also believe that it's important to know if your candidate stands for Black Lives Matter and Black Trans Lives Matter. Our Missouri governor just the other day, when asked if Black Lives Matter, he said, yes, Black Lives Matter, all lives matter. And I'm sure that hits home with all of us that is a dismissal. And it breaks my heart that in order for him to agree that Black Lives Matter, he had to follow it up with all lives matter.
Yeah.
And granted, we don't even need to go into schooling our viewers what all lives matter mean.
Yeah.
So to be an informed voter, and if you aren't informed, to ask questions. There is nothing wrong with asking questions so that you make the right choice.
Yeah. I would add to that, just look at Facebook for your answer, because there's misinformation on Facebook on both sides, on every side of an issue. Learn about the issues, and if not, just ask your friends, ask the people you respect, and ask them their opinions on things. I think in the society today, it's so divisive just to ask people's opinions. But just because someone has an opinion, you don't have to share it, but it can inform you and how you feel your opinion.
Yeah.
And I think that matters so much. Have a plan to vote, like you said, Tiffany. You can early vote in some states. And the day of to know where your polling place is. It's so important. There's so many voices last election that did not vote, and we have to make sure everyone who can vote does vote.
Absolutely. The thing that I notice when they vote here in my country, I have some friends that sometimes say like, "Oh, I don't gonna vote. It's all fake," or they say, "Oh, I don't gonna vote because I'm not interested." But what I learned, and that's my view, in two different countries, then a vote is not just a vote. That one vote can change many things, and I don't have the right to vote over there. But I'm with you, girls, and Europe stands next to all of you. We all see the things going wrong. We go back to Black Lives Matters. We go back to transgender skills. We go back to COVID. A positive leader and a good leader is able to change things. And I close it here.
Yeah.
We understand. You understand what I mean?
Great.
Voting with your heart.
Thank you.
Today is National Coming Out Day, obviously, we all know that. Just because we all come out, we know how important it is to come out, how that changes people's lives. Voting is the same way, right? Like you're coming out to vote. I mean, it's the same principles, and it does matter. Someone posted a meme that said, "Voting is not a Valentine. You don't have to love the candidate. It's more like a chess move, right? You're picking a candidate because there's a strategy, make your country better, just one piece." I think that's so critical because I hear LGBTQ folks say all the time, "Well, I don't love the candidate. They're not my favorite." Like, it's not about a Valentine, right? It's not about loving the person. It's about making a strategic choice that will better everyone.
Yes. Are we? Yes,
Pattaya,
baby.
are you able to vote?
I'm not able to vote here in America either. So me and Vanessa are on the same boat.
Voting with your heart.
I'm voting my heart. With my
That's
AKRT.
for sure. That's for sure.
So I mean, personally, like since I cannot vote because I'm not an American citizen, but I do my part. I use my platform to encourage people to vote, and also vote with your heart. Yes. So it's like Faye said, you don't have to love to be like ideal. Like that's not you voting for the party, because it's not just one person in the job. It's the whole team that would just this make the decision of country of like where this communities are going, where our communities are heading, depending on our right to like equal rights with gay, LGBTQ, and everything. So immigration, that's heavy on us as well. So like I'm very close to that, like with immigration, and it's a lot. It's just like it's not even about like business anymore. It's like about moral lives and equality.
What are the percentages right now in the States? Who have more percentage, or who is the one that they say probably gonna win? Because here in Europe they say that a big percentage it's Biden.
Double digits right now is what I've heard that Biden is ahead. However, I think we're all in a bit of shock from the last election where we thought a candidate was going to win, and they actually got the popular vote. But then we have something called electoral college here in the U.S.,
which needs to be demolished.
It does.
Can I say something? That's the phrase.
You want to say something? Okay. Yes, baby. Yes, you may.
COVID ruined many lives, but I think that COVID gonna be the virus that gonna save America. If you understand what I mean.
I do.
Because of that virus, because of what happened, because of that poor people that we lost, some other person gonna lose.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm
But it's
sure.
all up to us all to vote.
Yeah, and right now we just have to take care of each other. I think that's one of the things when I had a diner 2 weeks ago. I wanted to make sure the girls who I book, wear masks and that they social distance. And, that's the message I've been trying to do. Even when you're out performing, when you're posting about it, let people know that you're being safe and that you're trying to, social distance so we take care of one another.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm sorry, girls. My battery is low. Sorry.
What's going on? Oh, sorry, 1 second. Kennedy was texting me.
Oh, no worries.
Come on, girl, hurry up.
Let's talk about this. Since we all like have a national title, sisters. So I mean, this is my first national title. So I want to hear about other people. Like Buffet, how this is your first national title?
You and I are the same. This is my first national title, and I have to say, watching Tiffany when we were able, I was so impressed, and both of you have been so kind. And Vanessa, we haven't had a chance to talk, but I just love the sisterhood that we've created this past year of talking and asking each other questions and supporting pageantry. So I just wanted to make sure I said thank you to you, Pattaya and Tiffany, because I didn't really, I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. And just watching people and learning and asking questions.
And Vanessa, is it your first national title?
Well, in Belgium, I won like 3 pageants, very important pageants. But yeah, it's my
your first national, your first American national title.
Yeah, it's it's like a boomerang that hit your face. It's like a dream that you want to reach, and then poof, you wake up and you say, okay, now I have it, and now I need to do something with it. Pageantry in here is different than the pageantry that we have in the States. And I mean, I don't say nothing wrong with that, but I prefer the pageants in the States because it's like an education. There is discipline. There you need to be on time. You need to be careful what you say, etc., etc. And yeah, I'm very grateful for that chance. Because of that, I can learn more, and I can use a platform that open door, I hope, to other girls like me that have a little extra, just to tell them, hey, that door is open for you. So it's wonderful. Yeah.
Awesome. And we all know Miss Tiffany Hunter is her whole shelf is full of crown. Tiffany, tell us about your experience.
So I've won Miss Continental and All-American Goddess. Miss Continental was my first national title. And it was the most amazing year of my life, just for the fact that I experienced so many firsts during that reign. I competed 6 times over 7 years to win. And I had admired all of these things from afar, and I didn't get to actually experience them until I won Miss Continental. For example, I got to go to I've been watching Black Universe pageant videos online at home and my VHS DVD for years. And as Miss Continental, I got to go to Black Universe. As Miss Continental, I got to go to Miss Renaissance. As Miss Continental, I got to go to Black America pageant. I got to go to Hawaii. I got to go to Puerto Rico. I had, never left the country before any of this. And so it was just an incredible experience in my life. And Jim will always have like this deep place in my heart as like a papa. So I have great love for Continental. But Continental was something that I was learning how to be a national title holder during the whole time. So it was training wheels, it was like a whole like learning experience. And then I was grateful enough to win All-American Goddess my first try. So it was literally just kind of like Continental was my cake, and All-American Goddess has been like the whipped cream and the cherry on top to complete this whole experience of my career. So I have been forever grateful to both pageant systems.
Amazing. I remember when I was competing for Miss Continental back in 2017 and 18. Tiffany, we never really talked or met like in person. I think we met in like, oh my god, pleasure to meet you. You have no idea who I was.
Oh,
But,
I
like,
did, because I watched your first prelim when you did Liberty Continental. I was watching the live video, and I think, didn't you do all that jazz by
I
yourself?
did. I with two boys.
Oh my God! I was like, who is this girl? So I was already a fan of yours before I actually.
Oh, yeah, I was like, I have no idea. But then Tiffany has been reaching out to me like, hey, how is everything? Like, you will be checking in, like messaging me like 2 months leading up to the pageant to national, and I was like, oh my god, legend just messaged me, reached out to me. I was just like taken by that, and it was like you weren't even the reigning. You know what I mean? Like you have like taken time to like take care of them. I mean, you show that like that's how to reign. You know what I mean? Like inspired and encourage people, and that's kind of like paved the way of like, okay, I watch many of the national title that I adore and then I look up to, and you are one of them.
Thank
So
you so much.
it was a pleasure to be able to be in this, in the sisterhood of this together.
Well, I always saw something special in you, not to like keep complimenting you, but like those 2 years you did Continental, I was like, I just grew into such a fan. And then when you competed for Miss Gay America and Endora came to visit in St. Louis, I told her, I was like, well, who do you think are some of your front runners? And she listed off a few people, and I was like, well, and not to downplay any of the other contestants, because it was a great pageant and everybody was incredible, but I knew something was special inside of you, and I told Endora about 3 or 4 months before you won, I was like, I think Pattaya Hart is going to win this pageant. I was like, just knowing the categories and the breakdown of the scores, and how the pageant works, I was like, I think Pattaya Hart is going to win. And she said, well, we'll see in October. And we did.
I don't know all that, but we'll see. But even Miss Gay America, I remember Tiffany reached out to me as well. I think it was like a month before Continental. You were like, honey, are you ready? I was like, oh, by the way, I'm not competing this year. I thought you were asking about Continental. And she's like, no, baby, I know where you're going. So that was so sweet.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you. I'm happy for all of us.
Yes.
Now we get to reign for another year. So today is enter the second term of my reign.
Yeah. I'm about 4 months into my second year.
Oh.
Yeah, mine was the beginning of September.
1 month. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how are we? How do you guys planning on in the future? How do we reigning? How do you expecting to like reign or like get contestant, or how are you guys like doing coping with like reigning? Not raining. Raining. I mean, you guys were looking at me crazy, so I'm like, did I say something? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm crazy. So,
as far as All American Goddess system goes and the goddess pageantry, for my reign, we were already 12 prelims in, and we had 3 left to go. So all of the prelims that did happen, those contestants will still be qualified to compete if they choose. However, we know that a lot of people have fallen on hard times and difficult, personal issues. So anybody who chooses to not compete will be able to withdraw without consequence or punishment. So if they want to return, in 2022, they will be allowed. At this time, we have not, necessarily taken a head count on who is for sure coming and who is not. That's already pre-qualified. I have had a few girls already tell me that, due to work issues, unemployment, and such as they will be withdrawing from the pageant. And that's unfortunate, but I totally understand. And I'm glad that we won't be, giving them any kind of negative consequence. We did have a few prelims left that we'll be rescheduling. One of them has tentatively rescheduled for February. Texas will be in February. They haven't set the date just yet because we're all still kind of waiting to see when our cities, various cities are on different terms as far as what's allowed and what's not. We do have Tropical State, the AG, that will be held in Tampa, and that's going to be on December 6th. So that's a triple crowning. So we will still have that. And then I believe Dream States in Houston, it will be in January, and they haven't quite set a date just yet. Kansas All-American Gent will be in February. So we're slowly working our way up once these promoters kind of understand, what the requirements are that they have to abide by for COVID standards. But and New Mexico AEG also will be coming back, and I think they're looking at January or February. But they also, it's kind of a waiting game. I just feel like everything is so uncertain. It's hard for contestants to plan for what they don't know is going to happen. And so I feel like my heart breaks for all of these contestants who'd already spent so much money, and they just don't know what to do with it, So I guess I just feel bad for everybody in pageantry right now, especially the promoters.
I think it's for everyone, everywhere. So every system is like a waiting. We're playing a waiting game right now.
Yeah.
So it's some contestant was just like eager to be like, you know what, I want to compete now because I'm free. I still have this money, so I want to compete now before I ran out of this saving. But also you can't expecting the promoter. I'm speaking of in the promoter side as well. Like you gotta look at it as in they are business owner as well. They are treating this as in like you can't just have them expecting to have a date anywhere or lock down the venue. And because they have to put down money, right? Down payment to lock down the date for the venue. And then what if the city is still not open by then they'll just lose another money. Like it's not just about you, it's about everyone should understand each other. Like, that's how I feel about it.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, baby.
No, I just think we need to have faith. And of course, I understand everybody is worried. Some people, of course, people are saving money to some. I think many people save money to compete, and promoters promote. I mean, it's every piece of the puzzle is important to make the final part, and the final part is the pageant. But we need to have faith. I mean, I don't want to be silly, but step by step, the things will come okay. I think Continental, we're gonna start with the prelims from March, because I think they stop in March. I think we are halfway. I'm actually happy that last year we didn't decide to, they wanted to do everything together, like most of the pageants. So we could make a combination of elite plus Miss, all in 2 days. But then plus and elite would have a shorter reign. And in my eye, that's just my opinion, would not be so fair, because those girls invest so much money and they deserve to make a full reign. But let's have faith, and then I'm sure that 2020 is a year that we're gonna put in the garbage, and 2021 is gonna be the fresh start with the new president,
rise from the
beautiful
ashes,
pageants, with a lot of tips and with a lot of love from my sisters. Yes.
So I totally agree with both of what Vanessa and Tiffany have said. Pageants are a big puzzle, and when you decide something for one part of the puzzle, it impacts everything else. And so I think national pageants, especially ones that are rich and have a long history like all of ours, there's a certain level of standard and importance that each of the prelims and the nationals have. And so, I think EOI is trying to figure out, how can we be fair and equitable to people who maybe have, our promoters who aren't in a great financial position, and our contestants, right? And so we're going to, we have, when I started, we finished 2 prelims. I had 17 at the time lined up, and my goal was 20 for EOI. And so sadly, after the 2, we, got COVID and things started, changing quite rapidly. So our hope is that we'll have those prelims, or have a series of, opportunities for people to still compete at national. But hopefully those details will come to fruition after December, right? When we hope that we'll have made it through the flu season. Maybe we'll have a new president. That's the whole goal. And we'll have, a better indication as to if we have a vaccine, how will that work, right? They say that we'll still be wearing masks and social distancing probably through 2021, right? Which I'm fine with. I think that's a safe precaution. Look at you, yes. And I know that all of us, I just released my promo with my rhinestone mask, but I'm sure all of us have matching masks for our step down gowns. But no, I mean, I'm going to focus on what I can control. And what I can control is doing live videos like you're doing, Pattaya. I think this is wonderful. And keeping the brand, keeping pageantry out there for people to enjoy. And doing that in a way that brings visibility to EOI or to our systems. And so that's what I was really excited when you asked me to do this. I'm like, this is exactly what we need to be doing to keep people excited about pageantry.
Mm-hmm. See, someone said, Miss Gay America said, Miss Buffet's promo has been everything. You've been rocking it out so hard, girl. I was like, okay, where'd she have all this time? So good.
Girl, I took 20 outfits, took 6 hours, and did a whole day long photo shoot with my friend.
We were talking about like you were planning the whole thing like back in like 4 months ago. And I was like, oh wow, now it's coming out. It's coming out.
You remember, yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, again, it's something I can control, right? Like I can do promos, I can, So, I mean, I can't control whether Texas is going to have their bars open,
But that's what I feel. I was saying like, oh, I mean, like since everyone is, I feel like this is like my job kind of thing. That like even though everything is closed, but like my job is kind of like to keep everyone's spirits up, and then keep the name of the system relevant. On the name on everybody's lip should keep still going to be Pattaya Heart.
I love the short reference was everything.
So I mean, I was just like, I mean, that's what we try to stay relevant, and then we also like, like keep spreading love and joy and positivity around, even though there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Vanessa, when are you planning to come back?
Well, to be honest, I tried to come back now on 28th of October, but they don't let me in because of COVID. The European country is not allowed to come. So
it's a travel ban? Is it in our country?
It's a travel ban. I can fly from Turkey and stay 2 weeks. I mean, I should go from Belgium to Turkey or from Belgium to Mexico. Have 2 choices: stay there 2 weeks and then enter the country. But to be honest, with everything what's happening with COVID, I don't gonna take that risk. It's a question of patience. Last year I was very nervous and very frustrated because the visa took so long. And this year, I start to be frustrated because, now that I have my visa, I cannot go back. But it is what it is. And one day I know I'm gonna see the news. You can come back, and then from the moment the borders reopen, I'm gonna be there. But I think that's gonna be from January.
Vaughn said he will come pick you up from Mexico. Vaughn Carter.
Oh. Well, I need to tell you, everybody know my story. When I was over there, I was very sad. I was missing Stevie. I was missing home. I was missing family, my dog. And then someone told me, you're gonna be back, and after a couple of months, you wanna be back in America. And it's true. It's true. If somebody asks me, are you happy? Of course I'm serene. I'm happy with my family. But that's part of our job. It's something that you girls also feel when you are attached to someone and she live at the other side of America. It's our job, and our jobs brings happiness, but sometimes brings sadness too. And my sadness is that I cannot be together with everybody in at the same time. But I can see you. Thank God we can see each other on video.
I know, right? Thank God for WhatsApp video call.
Oh, girl, when you call me at 4 in the morning and you wake me up and then I cannot sleep anymore.
I forgot about the time difference. We call her and we go like, yeah, we have a house party right now. What you doing? She go, in bed.
Pattaya is always, I can always count on Pattaya at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. If I'm up and can't sleep or anything, I always write Pattaya and she's always responded.
But living here in St. Louis, I have been good. Like I go to bed like at like 11 p.m. midnight. I start like snoozing. So like that's why I thought I was gonna be fine this entire 21 hours. I'm like, oh, this is easy breezy. And then last night I was like, what? It was like the third hour. I was already like, oh my god, I just finished doing my makeup and I'm about to fall asleep already. On the third hour.
What time is it over there? Well,
right now it's 3:51.
For everybody, same hour?
PM.
For Tiffany?
I think the place on a different time zone.
Okay.
I'm ahead an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I want to show this. So since you guys been watching, hold on, I'm lost. Okay, I'm really tech savvy. So I want to a little push a little merch, just a little bit for fun. So we made this shirt just for since you guys been watching. So we have this shirt available in the MGA store. I watched 21 hours of MGA 2021.
I love it.
MGA store.com. So if you guys want to purchase that, and if I see you at the prelim, I'm give you extra hug. A COVID-free hug if you're wearing this at the pageant or when you see me. Yeah,
I love it.
I thought it was cute. Okay, how do I turn that off? Is it off yet?
No. There
Oh,
you go.
So, is there anything else you guys want to leave us with? You want to talk to our viewers?
Well, only you can see the comments of the people.
You don't see it?
Right? Is it only you that can read the comments of the people? Oh yeah,
No.
you can see them there.
Yeah, I don't see the comments either.
Oh, okay.
Unless you pin it and then it's
I'll
really
pin it.
small.
I'll pin it. Okay, I'll keep going down the line.
My trick is when doing these, I always have my phone like on mute watching. So that way you can see them while you're talking, because it's hard to manage like everything else and doing it. So people obviously have said really wonderful things. I only saw one question.
There's a question? Oh,
I thought so.
Also, Buffet, are you on your computer? You're doing the video from your computer?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. See, my laptop is like 5.5 years old. So the quality is not like, it's grainy. Yeah.
I bought mine in 2013.
On my phone. And I'm blind even with glasses. So I'm like, I can't read. What was our question? You said there was a question?
Oh, yeah. What was the question?
Let me see if I can find it real fast. It's pretty broad. I don't know what's meant by it, but do any of you feel legendary yet? That was the question that came in a while ago from Fred Lee Scott.
I personally think that the term legendary gets used a little bit too loosely. When I think of a legend, I think of somebody whose career and accomplishments have spanned decades. And I don't mean like just 10, 15 years. I'm talking like 20 plus, maybe 30. And so to me, that's a legend. Or, you know, like in most legends, I don't feel like are even viewed as legends until maybe after it's too late. And then when we're looking back at their career, we're like, wow, like this was an incredible person, you know, and look at all these things they've done. So I think people today may use the word legendary a little bit too loosely. I definitely do not feel I am anywhere near a legend. I aspire to be one, and I hope that when that day comes, you know, that I'll be around to see it and hear it and to be able to cherish the thoughts that people had about me. But that's just my personal opinion. To me, when I think of legendary, I think of the people like my drag mother has been doing drag for 27 years. Like, that is legendary. And she came out of the gate hot. You know, like she won Miss Gay Missouri America in 1997 after, you know, her third attempt, and she was in her early 20s, like 27-year career. That is legendary. So, Christopher Sachi, shout out.
I have a question from Katia Lila for Miss Vanessa Van Cartier. She said, I want to know what your people from home ask you when they know that you were living in America for this long with all this COVID and everything.
Wait, let me read it again. Can you say it again?
So like what is your when people at home in Belgium ask you like, oh my God, you lived in America during this COVID breakout. So what was their like a most common question?
Yeah, well, for sure, everybody was worried because you need to be honest. Now I'm very lucky. I have health insurance all over the world. Why? It's because here our health insurance is cheap, and everything what have to do with medication, hospitalization is just a question. You pay like $200 a year, and you are protected for an all year long. I know that for you girls sounds crazy, but Belgium is one of the best in organization with everything what have to do with health. So that's what of course not everybody knows. The question was more from the Americans that told me, are you sure to be here because it's so dangerous? Yeah, people see America as the American dream, and so when people were there, they were just seeing the beautiful part of the story. Just the family was worried. Logically, when you hear that you have 60,000 infected in one day, but people don't realize that. I know that 60,000 is extremely a lot, but you are a country that have 300 million people living there. I'm living in a country of 11 million people, so the difference is big. The numbers looks huge, but your country is, it's because Europe. I mean, I don't know if I say the truth. I cannot see the thing in front of me, but the things were more positive. People were always supporting and saying, oh, our Vanessa is in America.
So they not freak out as much as here.
Excuse me?
They not freak out that you were living in America during the COVID.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
So they were not freaked out much. They were like, oh my God, what's going on?
They were not freaking out. No,
Yeah.
1 + 1 is 2. They know that America is so big, and when you say the numbers, they are spread over an whole country. My family was worried, yes, but no, they were not that worried.
Okay. Was that did I translate right, Katia? I'm not sure because I was like reading. I was like, I'm in my 21st hours. So I'm really like, is that English for me? I mean, on my part, not yours. I was just like, am I translating right?
But to be honest, when we had the lockdown, that's where more people started to say, come back. That's the point where I said to myself, no, I stay. I gave it a try, you know, like everybody. It will go away. Let's have more patience. Let's wait 1 month. Let's wait 2 months. Yeah, but after 6 months, things start to reopen. But then you don't see a change, actually, because then you are more scared to have another lockdown. And that's the moment I left. So yeah, in that period of lockdown, people were worried.
All right, I think that was the end of the whole 21 hours. I would love to thank you guys, every single one of you guys. Miss Vanessa Van Cartier, Miss Continental, I love you, sister.
I love you too.
I hope to see you soon. I hope you get to come back soon, and we'll hang out, and you can ask me anything. And Miss Buffet sister, creative sister, I love you. I love your creativity. Keep slaying the game. I love you. I love seeing your uploads and everywhere.
I love you too, lady. Thank you for the relationship, the friendship with you. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. And Miss Legend, living legend, Miss Tiffany Hunter. Woo! I am grateful to be a part of this. You get to be a part of this as well. You joining me on this, and I appreciate everything that you've done, and also like keep inspiring and keep me that beam for all the the contestants to look up to with whatever system it is.
Thank you. Thank you, Pattaya.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Be safe. Love you all.
I'll see you all soon. Bye, baby. All right. Thank you. I want to thank everyone for staying with me. It's been 21 hours. I'm about to fall asleep, but before I go, I want to play this one more time. I know you've seen this 3,000 times, but I want to thank you guys so much for watching this. Since I don't know how many hours you've been up watching me, or how many times you turn it on and turn it off, or if you deal with all this craziness with me. And I could do another 5 hours. Katia wanted to come in. What am I saying? Oh, thank you to all my wonderful guests that I have on, all my national title sisters, all my Miss Gay America family, and all the people that I look up to, and all my contestant that from last year, I call it my class of 2020 sisters. So thank you guys so much. I love you guys forever. I'm really humble. I'm really grateful to be in this position, and I hope that this whole 21-hour experience has inspired you guys to dabble in drag pageantries, either system, whatever, but whatever that fits you. And hopefully this has been educational, informative. That's what it is. This word I cannot pronounce. Informative to you guys, for those hopefuls to be the next national title holder. So if you guys are interested in competing in the America system, you know where to find me. I'm here on Facebook, Pattaya Heart, or Instagram, Pattaya Heart, PATTAYAHART. Alrighty, I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Thank you so much, so much. I love you guys. Please be safe. Wear masks, social distance, and we will see you soon. I'm leaving you with this one last time. Don't hate me, because I'm playing it again.
All the elements assemble of excellence. Shining, she is so flawless. Incredible illusionist. This gay America. This gay America.
Oh my God. Wait, it's so hot.
She is beauty, she is grace. Perfect in every way. This gay America. She's got it all. Assemble of excellence. She's got it all. She's got it all. All the elements assemble of excellence. Shining, she is so flawless. Incredible illusionist. This gay America. This gay America. The best of the best. She is beauty, she is grace. Perfect in every way. This gay All the elements assemble of excellence. Shining, she is so flawless.